stand too close, we gon' around drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back, she can shred. Do this all the time, this ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie getting paid. Jump too hard, don't stand too close, we gon' around drown. This way, doing all these shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back, she can shred. Do this all the time, this ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie getting paid.
Welcome to Road Atlanta. That's right, we are back here. 20 years of Formula Drift. It kicked off 2004 right here on this very track. That keyhole, the horseshoe, yeah, that paved area with the little teardrop in the middle, that was paved exclusively for Formula Drift. And now we've made history for 20 years in a row. We're gonna make history tonight because this is round one of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. This is the Type S title fight, as this is round 2 of 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. I'm Jared Deanna, Matt Sopa joining me up here once again. First, the debut, the maiden voyage, the inauguration of Matt Sopa joining me up here for PROSPEC the entirety of the season, for both qualifying, for PROSPEC, for head-to-head. So thanks for joining me here, Matt Sopa.
My pleasure.
Some great insight. Well, let's kick things off, making some more history again. We open it up. If you could please stand and remove your hats for our national anthem before we introduce you to our top 16 drivers here at Road Atlanta for the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Thank you. Send it. Thank you so much for joining us out here. Let's introduce you to our top 16 drivers before we see our head-to-head action here today. All right, joining us here first and foremost, he is back here in Formula Drift competition. The smile says it all. He's in that Ineos Oil Pedal Commander S14. Make some noise for Farouk Kugay. Next up, he pilots this Dietzschwerks BMW E36. It says it on the roof. It says it on the door. Make some noise for Jack Davis. Next up, your driver here in the Pedal Commander CoreWorks GT Radial S chassis on field suspension. He's part of that Odie Bakshi's team. He loves hot moms. That's what his hat says. Yeah, your number one qualifier, Mr. Ben Hobson. Next up, you're seeing Elton on the roof, thinking about you, Tyler, and the CoreWorks family. TNVC GT Radial coming all the way from the 702. That is Las Vegas. It is Blake Olson. Next up in that RTS BMW, a lot of BMWs. He has the full name, but you love to call him Mr. Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sully, let's throw it down. Next up, he's doing double duty. He's spotting, he's ripping, he's roaring. He is your number 2 qualifier. You can see the NCR GT Radial Clutch Masters 86. It is Nate Chen. Next vehicle here coming to us from Idaho, and that Track Tires vehicle, Mass Motors. Again, he's from Idaho. Let's throw down Rudy Hansen. Next up, the 969, After Hours Autosports, GT Radial, BMW. Man, he made some noise earlier today, and he blew some flames out there. It is Justin Chestnutt.
Buchanan.
All right, next up, you see the pink and blue SRD 350Z. It is Cody Buchanan. Miles of style, and he is ready. He is going to put it down. 1JZS chassis. Make some noise for Dustin Miles. Number 2 overall in the championship, come to us from St. Louis. That Fuel Lab Technologies S chassis, new livery, new look, same old. D-Mads, Derek Madison. This driver has some racing pedigree, and he is so excited to throw down here at Road Atlanta. Make some noise for the NOS Energy Drink 370Z driver on GT Radials. It is Alex Jager. Next up, your car number 500. Loud and proud, got the JDM livery, looking good. Car number 500, it is Matthew Bystrak. Some international flavor for your diet. 15 years old as a few days ago, and he qualified 3rd overall on his Formula Drift ProSpec debut. This young whippersnapper's ready to snap next, cash and checks. Car number 166, it is Jaden Motorana. All right, next up, this driver. Yeah, well, he's got the lab coat on. He's checking the temp of his vehicle, seeing how he can throw down. He is the Greek doctor, is Margaritas Katsanidis. Last but definitely not least, this gentleman is always putting on a show, just progressing further and further. You know what? It does matter because it is Austin Mata. They are top 16 drivers, head-to-head battles. We saw a fierce 32, a lot of carnage early on, and now we want to keep it clean. Again, we have some ideal conditions. We saw some wet early this morning. It's dried out. We have absolutely ideal conditions here in the horseshoe. Maybe cleared away some of the dirt, prep the track. Matt, what do you think is going through the racer's mind? Also, what's going to happen as the track transforms from earlier today, wet, dry. Now, we got the sun setting, temperatures drop. How's it going to transform the track?
Yeah, Jared, it's pretty close to 100%, I believe, the track. We got rid of the water. We got rubber back down on there. And these drivers just need to check those boxes we've talked about all weekend. If they do their responsibilities in the lead and chase, they're going to come out with a lot of success. They just need to keep that in mind. Just drive the car, man.
And you being a drifter yourself, again, building multiple cars over the years, how iconic and, I mean, no offense, would you rather be out there driving? What goes through your mind as a driver? And again, you drive, you live in Arizona, you're on kind of flat tracks. I don't know if you've done any banked courses, but the elevation changes here and there, and kind of just knowing that this is an iconic track.
Yeah, so like we had Corey Talaska from Wisconsin. He got knocked out, unfortunately, in top 32, so that's where I started drifting was actually in Wisconsin. We had a lot of bank courses. Most of the tracks that let us drift were banked and elevation change, especially U.S. Air in Shawano, Wisconsin.
That's right.
The roller coaster of love. So, yeah, it's a fine line. I'd love to drive this track. It's definitely one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's, you know, Talladega, it's Monaco. I'm Jared Dienda. This is Matt Sopa. You can see us right there on the drone. Gentlemen, let's send it. Here we go. We got our judges. We got Sean Adriano, Robbie Nishida, Pat Gentile. We got Brian Eggert, Chris Yule, Ryan Lontaine, Ryan Sage is up here, Jacob, who hosts our podcast. Can't miss that silly teal beanie over here, tequila beanie. It's a tequila beanie. That's what it is. And our spotter station right here, so we get some great communique and some insight from the driver's mind right to the spotter's mouth, right up here to us. So thanks for joining us out here. When we come back, we will be seeing our first battle here, Top 16, the Royal Purple Top 16, the synthetic experts, the official engine oil of Formula Drift.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
Congratulations. 1, 2, and 3. There it is.
I'm Jared Diana, and I'm
joined by my co-host, Mr. Ryan Sage. Ryan, we have a beautiful day, a great track.
I guess it's a win-win the way you look at it, but man, this is gonna be...
Oh! Chris loses it!
Oh, and Darren McNamara, what happened? Oh, Darren! Kyle McCory drops the tire right there. Oh!
Ninja as Millen's pushing hard, and look at this! Pushing way too hard.
This corner right here.
Blazing speed, and he hits the outside rear clipping zone.
Looking hot, 59 miles per hour. Conrad Grunwald slams into the tire wall.
I would like to see us continue to kind of move on the trajectory that we're on and continue to sell out events, grow the drivers and their programs, grow our audience, our live stream viewership, all the things that are important to us as a business. I'd love to see that continue to grow. And at the same time, what's important is that people are achieving their dreams.
Celebrating 20 years there as we are super excited, and some great words there from our president and co-founder Ryan Sage. I know Jim Rao, the other co-founder, is going to join us out here. We instituted the Formula Drift Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Sammy Hubinette and Reese Millen were inducted right before round one in Long Beach. Really cool. Got some rings, got to celebrate them, and they got to bring their families and just all that. Just again, talking about the history is what Ryan said, the progression, what's going on here. And you look at old footage of 04, even as recent as like 2010, 2013, 10 years ago. It's still growing and still developing.
Yeah, the tandems have just been exponentially growing, and the aggressiveness and the speed, even though it's not as a judged thing, but it's getting faster where we're reaching the limits of certain things, you know? So here we go, look at the bracket.
There we are looking at a top 16 bracket. Ben Hobson, Cody Buchanan. Ben Hobson, the kind of guy to beat. He just has a big kind of, I don't know, just shoes to fill. He's excited. He's supported by CoroWorks, who's here in Georgia. Again, thinking about you, Tyler, and Lauren, and the CoroWorks family. As Tyler, owner of CoroWorks, he's battling with some health issues right now, so our love, thoughts, and prayers are going to him, man, and just thinking about you, man. So can't wait to see you and give you a big hug, Tyler. All right, so as we are seeing our first battle, Hobson and Cody Buchanan. Royal Purple top 16. There are the stats. Alabama, North Dakota, Nissan, 1,000 horsepower, 650. All right, so again, Cody Buchanan, big hill to climb here for old Bucky Buchanan.
If he pulls out of a hat like he did with top 32, Ben Hobson might have more than he bargained for.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so well, Cody Buchanan, we saw him earlier against Corey Salaska. He had that mistake. Ben Hobson went through Tyler Foley. So we got Team Rowdy over there in the building. Yo, always a good time over there, Team Rowdy. And here we are seeing Ben Hobson, that =1 qualifier, up there on the start line. What's the sign say? What do we got here? We got a wide erase board. Hobson. we got the votes down there.
Well, I guess we know who the underdog is then.
Yeah. All right. So Buchanan's got a few votes. All right. That's how we're tallying it down there. That's what the Team Rowdy they're saying. But love to prove them wrong. Let's see. I know Buchanan wants to. Here we go with our first battle, 2023 Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, and it is spec. They're all running Link Engine Management systems, and they're all running GT radial tires. First run of this battle, the Type S lights are illuminated and extinguished. There we go. Again, that chase car can't leave the start line prior to the lead car. here we go, coming down the hill. Manji in front of Buchanan. Here goes Ben Hobson. Oh boy!
Contact.
And Buchanan came in hot. It looks like he got to the side of Hobson, and just right out of the gate, he knows who he's going against. Talking about Buchanan against Hobson, so he knew he had to apply some pressure, but maybe just a little too much.
Yeah, got a little too bold. It was a bold move, I'll give him that, and he did what he had to do, but it was just a little too spicy, and nice little shot here. Hopefully no damage is done to the cars, and we can give him the old switch around and see what Hobson will do in the chase here. I'm sure.
Seemed pretty parallel, you know, as opposed to kind of diving in, or if you're at like a 30 degree angle. That way you're going to cause more damage either to who made the contact or you're contacting.
If they're going to spin out, you're going to spin out closer to him. You're
Take a look.
Yeah.
Was it Buchanan at fault 100%?
Well, we're in the momentum zone there, approaching the inner clip, so I would have to say made him. You could see the wheel jerk out of Hobson's hands there, so I'd have to give it to Buchanan being at fault there.
Let's assess, or at least the judges assessing different angles here, getting that overhead.
You watch him hit that
so
front
dive
left,
in.
boom, straighten him out. And there's, you know, Hobson, you can't do much with that. Can't really drive out of that one.
No.
I'm sure Max is there talking to Buchanan up there, seeing who wants a 5.
Yeah, so Buchanan, if he wanted a competition timeout, he would have to utilize it. We're talking about Ben Hobson here, though he would not. And I believe
he would get a 10-minute, I believe, since the
he
run
would
was
get a 10-minute
incomplete.
allotment. All right, so yeah, just to clarify, make it official, Buchanan is at fault. Ben Hobson gets 10-minute allotment, and we're talking about Buchanan. He calls his competition timeout as NGK competition timeout. So already out of the gate, we're seeing some contact here. NGK competition timeout. NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making a better coil. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance, and because we race to win, we continue to improve the design, testing, and validation of our ignition coils to make installation easier and performance better. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together. Moving along, and we will digress back to Buchanan and Hobson, but right now it is Farouk and Austin Mata. Again, there is a contingency courtesy of Royal Purple, overall finisher of the season and of the 4 rounds, and of course, winner first, second, and third, running the Royal Purple product and the decal. Farouk Kugay, his daughter doing a dance earlier for him, bringing him a little bit of luck. He's got to go through Austin Mata. This is a fairly equally matched battle. Taking a look at this SOPA, Farouk qualified 8th, Austin qualified 9th.
Can't get much closer than that.
No, that's absolutely spot on. So
yeah, they might have the same chassis. Yeah, we got the same chassis going, but we got one supercharged V8 and one boosted 2J. Most of them are boosted.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Farouk Kugay out front. Enios oil pedal S chassis. Come downhill and see what Austin Mata's got for us. Farouk Kugay initiates. Straight line big. Not a lot of handbrake pull. That was nice.
Yeah.
Now coming up the hill in that first outside zone. We're going to talk about those green acceleration lights, and Farouk goes way off. Austin Mata, that's
double fault.
Yeah.
The run's over, but let's see him run it out here, huh?
Farouk just goes way off course.
It's unfortunate. He was looking pretty smooth. It just he either ran out of grip coming up the hill or didn't anticipate or didn't brake soon enough.
Just way too much for Farouk, and as we saw Austin come in on the inside, and that's completely warranted.
Yeah, look at this. Very good initiation. Kind of straight up. Austin Mata taking a more conservative approach there. Farouk getting close to the inner clip one as he rolls around and getting deep in outside one. I thought he was looking sweet. And I think he forgot where the left foot is. Maybe he slipped. Who knows? But it was smooth even going outside of the course. Austin Mata taking that inside pass as he is very well allotted to. And here we go, looking at it again from the drone.
Was Austin's line too tight? I mean, obviously he kind of wants to avoid Farouk. Was it? Let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
No, he got out to that second zone even. He tapped and he says, all right, I'm going to dive in.
He's like, we're not going to follow him into the clay. We're going to, play it smart, not follow. And he did his responsibilities to a T. So Let's get him going again here.
Solid run there from Austin Mata, and that was really good because, you know, he's keeping his eye on him, and he says, all right, you go out there, bro. I'm just going to dive in on the inside. And that's exactly what he did. So that was well executed from Asa. Unfortunately, Farouk does have a major disadvantage here going off course. So here we go. Austin Mata will lead Farouk Kugay giving chase. Soap, I want to elaborate on the lights on the windshield later on and tell everybody the fans the technology that we're utilizing here. But right now, let's take a look at Austin Mata initiates in that first clip. Farouk Kugay just barely giving a little kiss on that front clip. Now making his way up the hill, Austin Mata. You can see it looks like Christmas trees on the front windshield. Now look at Austin Mata. So he has that wide swing. Farouk, that was good. I like that. He didn't dive in. And that showed you he did have that car control, but unfortunately it's too little too late for Farouk. And Austin put on 2 really good runs right there. And Austin, we've seen him on the podium before in PROSPEC, and all things are shaping up that he might be the guy to be here
he's definitely a contender for sure. Farouk kind of cut the line there. I don't put 2, but let's see Austin come in here. Very straight line, handbrake full, minimum there. Gets back on the throttle through inner clip 1, swings it around. Farouk did a very good job of even going with greater angle going in the outer zone 1. They come in there. He cuts the corner here. Very big compromise for Farouk, but Austin also did take a wider line there. So Farouk was on or offline depending on how you look at it. Gets a couple tires off there coming out of the keyhole, getting back around. He loses some ground against Austin, but they bring it back home. And I think with the deficit of Farouk, I think we know which way the needle's going to go here, unofficially.
Yeah, he was over before it began, unfortunately for Farouk, but smile on his face says it all. But Austin's smile a little bit bigger right now as Austin Mata gets the win and advances on into the TireSnacks.com Grade 8s. So Mata advances. Who's he going to go against, Hobson or Buchanan? About to find out right now. I'm seeing Jack Davis.
So the Deeds Works. That 10-minute, 5-minute from their first battle.
Jack Davis, Justin Chestnutt. All right, so the lights on the windscreen, debuted this year. Green, they're under acceleration. Yellow, they're kind of at a moot point. I think Ryan said it best yesterday. Imagine a kind of weight on a string inside the car.
Yeah, a plumb bob.
A plumb bob. Yeah. So a plumb bob. You're getting a little too technical. Dumb it down.
That's
here
a carpenter thing.
I know it is. I know it is. But basically, if that weight's on a string, acceleration, it's going backwards, right? So that's green.
We're going to throw it green.
If you're kind of moot,
if you're kind of in between that non-acceleration and deceleration, it's going to start doing progressively more and more yellow until it hits that threshold where we can visually see a deceleration point, and then it'll go red.
Okay. So again,
it's not hooked up to the throttle.
No, it's not hooked up to the throttle.
It's all
G-force.
Correct.
Okay. So again, and that is a tool that isn't utilized every run, but when it is necessary, it's another tool, just like instant replay. We were talking about yesteryear of, hey, you got one shot, that's it, make a call.
Yeah.
Now we got all these drones, we have cameras at different angles, right? So yeah, I mean, we have, front brake, we had front brake lights, now we have this. So this is just a level progression of technology and a tool that the judges can use, and you as a fan can understand better that acceleration, deceleration, moot point, where it's at, the attitude of the vehicle.
And why the calls were made the way they were, is we got this information from the cars almost live.
Perfect. And yeah, it does bear repeating. Not attached to the brake pedal.
Not attached to the brake pedal. Not attached to the throttle. Not attached to, I don't know what else would there be.
Anything else?
Yeah,
the nose of the car.
It's literally
it's G's.
Yeah,
it's G's. So yeah. All right. So here we go with Chestnutt and Davis. Again, we saw Justin Chestnutt blow some flames earlier today. Jack Davis, he got into it earlier with Sam McMommy. They went one more time, but here we go. The Detroit Jack Davis E36 initiates. After Hours Auto Sports.
Oh, getting caught.
More modern Beamer. Oh, Chestnutt gets left in the smoke. Now Davis into that second outside zone. See him go in. Chestnutt fails to get to that second inside clip. Just seems to be cutting corners here and missing the corners when he needs to. But Jack Davis putting on a clinic out front.
Yeah, that was a good run by Davis there. I think from the very beginning, Chestnutt may have gotten that inner clip 1 underneath his car and kind of maybe got a hit under the tire and messed him up from the get-go. So let's see here. Yeah, he gets 2 wheels off there, blast that cone, and it kind of messed up his transition there. Just not have the time and real estate to catch up as Jack Davis gets that outer zone 2, just kissing that paint in there, brings it around nice and tight to the inner clip 2, bring it around. Chestnutt kind of try to make as little compromises as he can, but he's still getting reeled away by Davis there. They bring it out, send it back up the hill. So we'll see what happens when we switch places here, and we'll have another look at Chestnutt getting in there.
Just missed some marks, right?
Wow, that was a real big deficit there. Completely missing 1, 2, inner clip 2.
Excited to see what he can do. I mean, he works with Josh Love. you know, the After Hours Auto Sports team.
Just by the nature of the car, it seems like he's trying to overdrive it at this point. You know, maybe you just got to get more comfortable with it, and so we can work up to that aggression.
Taking a look, smoke lingering. That's a sign of we have just some calm air. So love a little Mother Nature Zamboni. Clear out the smoke a little bit so we can get vision, especially when it gets darker. It definitely gets more difficult to see.
Yeah, the sun goes down and so does the wind seems here, and we're kind of in a bowl here, so it just kind of bastes.
All right, let's alternate the order. Chestnutt will lead, Davis will give chase. Gonna have our first winner here, a points leader after this round. Next round of Lincoln PROSPEC E-Town, the first ever American purpose-built drift coliseum. All right, here we go. We're seeing Chestnutt initiate. Looks a lot more comfortable out front. Can Jack Davis flex at Beachworks E36? Up into the keyhole. And there it is, Chestnutt taking that shallower line. Really good approach by Davis. He knew he didn't need to go all the way out there. That's going to show he's quick to respond and able to pivot when he needed to do just that. And right there, I mean that just again shows that driving prowess. It's that awareness, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and that's just seat time, right? I mean, you as a
Reaction
driver, you're kind
time,
of like reaction where you're at. Where's that car?
You
I'm
can
gonna
only
get to
prepare
it.
so much, and you know things happen in front of the car. But here we go. Chestnutt in a straight line handbrake initiation. Really good proximity there by both drivers as they come back up the hill on the throttle. Not so much smoke coming from Chestnutt. He misses the outer zone 1 and 2 by a long shot as he swings it down there. Jack Davis not trying to do anything still, like taking the pass, but he stays in his lane, so to speak. Does cut it a little bit there to save proximity. Could have done a little better job here on the anticipating the transition, but overall, I think the needle is leaning his way at this one, Jared.
All right, Jack Davis got the shades on because he's blocking out the haters. Look at that. Jack Davis gets the advance into the grade 8. Justin Chestnutt, unfortunately knocked out. Hopefully we'll see him at E-Town. Jack Davis continues on. You can see we're seeing Buchanan
warming up his tires.
Yep.
Now these guys are on the same tires they started with on that first run, so unless there was damage to the wheel in the collision, then they'll both be allowed to change rear tires if need be, but not in this instance.
All right, and we are getting ready to go here as Buchanan. Now, if you can recall, Buchanan got onto the side of Ben Hobson on initiation, and he was at fault. Competition timeout was called by Buchanan, but Ben Hobson does not need to utilize it. Ben Hobson warming it up out back. Pedal commander feels suspension. Now, Hobson making the switch, working with Odie Bakshis this year, as Odie's got definitely a full field between Simon Olson himself in pro and then here in PROSPEC. And
yeah,
you know,
he's got a couple rental cars.
Yeah, well, rental cars, but also you got to think that it's really cool. They're sharing, you know, telemetry, what's going on, how is the car reacting, the suspension, all that.
And especially at each track, we have notes on everything.
Great resource. All right, here we go. Buchanan out front. Cody initiates. Uses the rumble strip. Oh, Ben Hobson. A little bit of a hiccup there from Buchanan. That was weird. I want to take a look at that instant replay. Now Buchanan, look at Hobson firing right now. Whoa! He is being wildly aggressive. Look at Hobson nosing in. Give himself enough room.
Yeah, I mean,
man, Hobson.
More power to him, man. I mean, if he wanted to be that aggressive,
make
with it being unnecessary, I'm like, don't ball it up,
right.
Ben. Don't ball it up. Don't throw it away. But he made a presence by far.
Yeah, again, you could see that aggressiveness making me nervous. Just that one little bump could just loop him out.
The first thing that made me nervous here is Buchanan's entry. He was past 90 degrees coming into the entry there, blasting our cone, and Hobson lost in the smoke. I think that's why he was so close to that touch and go as they're coming up the corner. Hobson making the room while that bumper is flopping over there. And then it goes a little shallow with the outer zone 2. Hobson's still there with a little less angle there as they get close to interclip 2. Coming out of the keyhole, no one getting off course there. Hobson making his presence known in there. A little later transition, could have done a little better job of anticipating the transition, but I think we know which way it's going to go here, Jared.
Yeah, just with that contact right out of the gates. Unfortunately, Cody Buchanan Nice kid, nice young man. Looking forward to see more of him, but we are going to see more of Ben Hobson here tonight. Ben Hobson gets the win. Pedal commander, field suspension, GT radial, little CoreWorks flavor in there. Ben Hobson
Third
is
to top
advancing on.
8.
Hobson versus Mata.
That's going to be a good one.
That'll be a good one in the Grade 8. That'll be a really good one. All right, so Davis is going to go against one of these gentlemen. Connor O'Sully versus Dustin Miles. You know, I love just some drivers that just slowly creep up, make some noise, and just progress over the years, or even just super recently. It's really great to see a new field of drivers.
Yeah, sooner or later they overcome being that underdog or that sleeper cell.
Yep. Yeah, Jacob said it. He calls it like Gen 1 drivers, kind of Gen 2, and you see that with, you know, action sports. If it's skateboarding, you know, from like, you know, obviously like Dogtown and Z-Boys days into the Bones Brigade, into a Shaun White era, into now like a Nyjah era. It's seasons, you know, and different generations of riders, drivers, and all those kind of things. What, do you like my analogy or no? Oh, well, I'm referencing a podcast that I listen to. So you're welcome. Jacob's over here standing, so. All right, so here we go. This is O'Sully and Miles. Styles for Miles will be chasing down O'Sully. Connor O'Sullivan, who qualified 5th. Dustin Miles qualified 21st. I feel like Miles has really got to turn it up. He said didn't have his 2J engine ready. He's running the 1J.
Yep.
Connor O'Sullivan, he's got a lot of horsepower. That RTS BMW, but oh man,
overcooked it.
Buddy, throwing a rooster tail, looking like a jet boat.
Oh, he's gonna let him have the.
Is he gonna let him have it? Yes, he is. All right, so even though Connor O'Sullivan, you know, we saw Dustin Miles go off, but he did not stop, so he got into the dirt. Connor O'Sullivan is still being judged right now.
Absolutely.
That is a full pull. There's no caution flag. There's no yellow. Even though Miles got into the dirt, he continued on. So that is a judge run for Connor O'Sullivan out front.
Not fairly certain that Dustin had 3 wheels or not, but it's just 2. But let's take a look here as O'Sully gets a nice sharp angle there, and he overcooked. Maybe a little bit of contact there. It looks like he kept 2 wheels down the pavement there, Jared, and he keeps it lit going up the course, but he did straighten out. So not much pressure there for Miles as O'Sully brings it around outer zone 2, wide on inner clip 1, but it's kind of a moot point at this juncture here as they come back around down the hill, getting through the touch and go. Could have gotten a little closer there. Miles still in the frame here, and Sully sending it back up the hill. Look at this sweet drone shot as it comes back to that touch and go. Good approximation to that inner clip 3, and giving a little bit of a serpentine pattern today. We haven't used that enough today. Someone deleted a bumper. I think that's Miles there.
You're deleting the bumper. What you reference that? Do you delete a lot of bumpers?
I like deleting things like that. It's just it's an analogy. I use things that you don't like. Yeah. You know.
Control, delete.
Yep. Just delete.
Yeah. All right. So Dustin Miles will now lead. We're clearing up the track here. Looks like we got some gravel on course. Good opportunity to let you know that if you're coming here, or if you're here tonight, or if you're coming here tomorrow, we are selling Type S products, which Type S, the official lighting partner. You see the LEDs underneath the vehicles, official lighting of Formula Drift. And also, if you haven't seen the Larry Chen Light 360 LED video light and power bank. So yeah, that's right. It's color temperature range, 0 to 100% brightness customization, color rendering index. I mean, it's a rad power bank and a light if you're a photographer. And we have special Formula Drift pricing tonight, tomorrow, at every round of FD. So pick up your Type S products, including the Pro Series PSL Smart Underglow and third brake light kit. We got a 12-volt jump starter with built-in USB-C cable and LCD display. So pick that up. Again, jump your car, jump your phone, jump whatever you got. Also the Type S Formula Drift Pro Series Ultra Slim LED trim kit. What's up, man? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, high, 5. There we go.
I got that Pro Kit on one of my cars too.
You got a Pro Kit, baby?
Yeah, the Pro Kit Underglow.
Awesome.
It's got a really cool feature. You control the stuff from your
Whoa,
app.
okay, that's a weird one. All right, you win. Clutch kicking. That dude clutch kicked his head. Woo! How we doing out there over in the stands? Make some noise, Atlanta! Nice casual Friday. Guess what? Tomorrow night it's gonna get bonkers out here. So. Also, tomorrow after 32, we have our halftime show brought to you by K&N at the Formula Drift Podium. Join us. When I say us, I mean me and Larry Chen, famed photographer. We're going to be over at the Formula Drift Podium in between the 32 and the 16. I'm going to have some words with Larry Chen. We're going to wrap it out with some special guests, including drivers, and that's all brought to you by K&N, the official air filter of Formula Drift. So come on over there, join us. So K&N provided the #1 qualifier trophy. That went to Von Gittin Jr. yesterday in the Pro Championship. Man, he's still Dre every day, baby. He did not skip a beat.
My nickname for him for this season is going to be the Disruptor.
The Disruptor.
Yeah, man, he is. I mean, come on, a couple few years off, and he pulls this off
year.
last night.
1 year.
Was it? Are you sure?
Yeah,
okay.
I guarantee.
Who's counting?
Yeah, I am. It was 1 year off. 1 year off, and then he's back out here. He's got his wife and his kids, and he's got the Conklins rooting him on. He's got a large team, man. The RTR team is stacked. Between James Dean, had some words with him last night down in the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
This lady Becky, and just talking to Chelsea, talking to the crews. It's awesome. Just really good energy here this weekend. So keep the party going. Let's party as we are seeing Miles out front and Osoli out back. Miles going off course there in that chase position. Needs to put down a solid run in order to hold on. He's going to need Osoli to kind of make a mistake. Really good approach there by Miles. I like that. Yeah, you just saw him slide in the yellow side to the pink side to side, into that second outside zone. About the second hash mark on that second inside clip. Now exiting out the horseshoe. Both of them getting into the dirt. I would say Osoli got in a little bit deeper. So with that, that kind of mistake on that front one of Miles, what do you think?
I think at this point, I'm not sure if the judges considered Miles' first chase run incomplete or not, but O'Sullivan had a really good first half here. He was coming in there, he's doing a nice mimic here, coming up the hill, and Miles filling out that outer zone 1. O'Sullivan was kind of sacrificing a little bit of angle for that proximity. Not too much, but just enough to keep him in the game. But Miles didn't go off too much there, coming out of the keyhole. Sullivan kind of compromised that line a little too much, in my opinion. So we'll see which way the judges go. If Dustin did have that incomplete, then the needle will go towards O'Sully. So here we go, another look. O'Sully bringing it up in the chase as Miles fills out the outer zone 1, gets fairly close to outer zone 2, keeping it tight, about the second hatch mark. O'Sullivan put on the pressure as they come out of the keyhole, gets a couple tires off there, coming back down the hill, pouring on the throttle, touch and go, and O'Sullivan getting it nice and wide there in the chase. Serpentine pattern up.
All right, let's see what we got here. Is that you? Dustin Miles, waiting for the outcome. Hey, how we doing? Thanks for joining us out here. I like the FD hats. Clutch kick that. Beep. I see your shirt. I don't know if we could say that. Yo. Again, fans of all ages. Oh, he's dabbing on him?
Oh no.
Man. Dabbing on him, hitting him with it. Thanks for joining us out here. Don't know exactly where you guys are at. Where are they at? I think they're over there. Oh, they're over there. There they are.
I see them to our left.
Checking themselves out. Yo,
they got the wave started without you, man.
What's that?
They almost got the wave started without you.
Oh, that's good. I'm with that. Hey, I don't need to start it. Waves happen in the ocean without me every day.
Thanks to the moon or whatever.
All right, so here is our BC Racing Go for Gold side-by-side instant replay. BC Racing official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold.
Yeah, see, looking at Miles getting the 2 wheels off there, see, it straightened out, so I was fairly certain Chris told me that was an incomplete in Miles' chase. So now we're looking at Miles' lead. So we did lead him, but in my opinion, Sullivan kind of cut the line there a little too much. It was only 2 wheels off, but if it's enough deficit or not to be an incomplete, that's the only way I can see that thing going in Miles' favor.
Got Christos Blush up here, checking out the competition, see what he's got. Dude, no trouble, bro. I didn't say anything about you. How long? It's 3 years? How long has it been since you've been here? Last year you competed FD. 5 years ago. You haven't aged a bit. You've aged a lot. Just kidding. All right, Connor Osoli, Dustin Miles, who's moving on? And it looks like, ooh, look at, we got one more time. One more time.
2 one more times.
All right, so Dustin Miles lives to see another day. Chris Yule, you went with Connor Osoli. The other 2 judges going one more time. And if we could, their headset over there, Ryan Lontaine, elaborate if you could. What's that?
One of you guys that did the one more
one
time.
of y'all. Brian, Somebody with a Ryan in their name. So Ryan Lontaine, going to you. Want to see elaborate there, going one more time.
Yeah, in the chase position, both drivers had incompletes. And when that occurs, we have to go to we default to the lead runs. And that's why we got the side-by-side to look at both lead runs once again, because we need to default to the lead runs to find a winner when both drivers incomplete in the chase. And once we were comparing the lead to lead, they were very similar. Brian and I both felt the same way, that they both made similar mistakes and had similar advantages, let's say, in the lead position. So the only choice for us was to go one more time. Back to you, Jared.
Thank you so much, Lontaine. Thanks for elaboration. And again, just seeing some things that maybe we don't see. All right. And we are going to see a one more time from them. But right now we advance on. We are seeing Nate Chen and the Greek Doctor. The Greek Doctor over here, that is Katsanidis. Katsanidis getting down. Nate Chen will lead. Margaritas will give chase here on this battle. All right, let's see how Nate throws down. He qualified second. Whoa, big, huge Manji, but the Greek Doctor goes in for the kill, trying to perform surgery. Nate Chen making it look really easy, showing you why he's our #2 qualifier.
Smooth.
Yeah, very smooth by Nate Chen. Look at that. He gets all the way out to the track edge. The Greek Doctor, he might be a doctor, but guess what? He is front row at a clinic. Nate is performing the surgery on track. Well done by Chen.
Yeah, that was.
What do you think, Sopa?
like I said, that was smooth operator on Chen's side there for sure. It felt like Margaritas was struggling and sacrificing some angle to get there, but I really like, we didn't see Chen use the whole track in the entry. I kind of gave Margaritas a little advantage to get in that pocket, but he just falls behind there, still sacrificing angle. Nate, so smooth coming out of the outer zone 1, filling the whole zone of outer 2, getting real close to clip 2. Margaritas really cutting the line there as they come back around to the touch and go, making a nice transition. Margaritas laid on that transition mimic and finishing it out. Say the needle's towards Chen at this point. Look at that sunset.
Ooh, beautiful sunset here.
Teased
Oh
us.
man, all we need is just like a glass of wine, just hanging out here watching Formula Drift. Margaritas, Katsanidis. Speaking of margarita, I'll take a margaritas instead of a margarita. Katsanidis, Nate Chen. Oh man, taking a.
So the car was hungry and it ate a cone. Is that what the Pats would say?
All right, so taking a cone all the way back up to the hill, defining the track.
Let's see a J turn here.
Yeah, a little stow and go, a little J turn for the old Chrysler Pacifica, or is that a Dodge Caravan?
It might be the Voyager.
It might be the Voyager.
I didn't even know they still made those until we picked it up.
Yeah, man, look at that. The calm. Just look at the smoke just lingering. Yeah. Looks like
faint initiation there.
Little Walking Dead action. Yeah, nice.
That was filmed here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's filmed here. Just saw Guardians of the Galaxy filmed here in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I haven't had the opportunity yet.
Yep. All right, the Greek Doctor will lead. Nate Chen giving chase. All right, track's cleared out, taking that cone. The cone was right there as you exit the keyhole.
Yeah, that one's just for visual reference. No judging there. It's more for the drivers than anything.
All right. The Greek Doctor will lead. Nate Chen giving chase. Tell you what, the Greek Doctor needs to step it up. Nate Chen had a really good run out front.
So precise you can be using.
Yeah, so now it looks like they're alternating. Nate Chen, now he's going for that Manji approach. Greek Doctor had a straight line approach on that chase. Now coming up the hill. Greek Doctor, a lot more comfortable. Coming that second outside zone.
I saw it coming.
He loops it.
Yep. You can
Just
tell he's that back
overcooked it.
lock, and
yep.
The only way to save a spin, Jared, if you're like beyond that point, you can grab the handbrake, but in that you can't do it in this certain competition because that's not a decel zone. So
unfortunately for the Greek doctor, he overcooked it in the keyhole, and that'll be a wrap for him here.
Not
in
a bad
Atlanta.
debut for sure.
The BM vet. The Greek doctor waves goodbye, and we'll see you at E-Town. Make it official, slide him left for Nate Chen, and there it is. Margaritas Katsanidis. All right, so we're looking at Rudy Hansen versus Matthew Bystrak. Rudy Hansen with that track tires.
S13.
S13, and then we're talking about Bystrak, another S chassis.
One's a coupe, one's a hatch.
And one is moving on.
That's right.
One is going against Nate Chen. Who's it going to be? Rudy Hansen qualifying. Is that 7th? Yeah, 7th. Bystrak qualifying 23rd.
Still got that one more time in the queue for Sullivan and Miles, so that might be next up. If we get a winner, either way.
All right, Rudy Hansen warming it up. That Mass Motors V8. Pulls up to the start line. It's gonna be a wild night tomorrow night, I'll tell you what. So again, same drift time, same drift channel, right here. We're gonna be, or I'll be here. You're gonna be at the top of the hill, Matt.
Yep.
But excited to see how it goes down. And in just 2 short weeks, we got Orlando Speed World. Should be a hot one.
Yeah, well, if anything, it's gonna be humid.
Yeah. Bring my golf clubs.
Nope. I don't believe you.
Yep, that is happening. That is happening, my friend. Okay, so Rudy Hansen, Bystrak, pulling up, waiting for him to pull up.
I think he's pulling up unless he
maybe have an issue.
Gas is on the right, Matt.
And Bystrak pausing right before he pulls up. Find out what's going on.
Maybe a spotter knows more.
Okay, trying to find out what's going on here. Bystrak, top of the hill.
Looks like he might be taking a 5.
No, that's Forsberg's spotter.
Are you sure?
Or not? That's Alex Jager's spotter. Excuse me. Yeah, that's.
Hey, maybe he could be doing both.
Is he?
I've seen that. Spot for both competing drivers. Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Height Cotter spotting for Bystrak? Oh, news to me. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now I do know.
Color you surprised.
Color me surprised. Matthew Bystrak is calling competition timeout. Brian Highcotter, who races Grid Life and does some road racing, does some sim racing, very talented driver. He is spotting for Bystrak. Okay, so Bystrak is calling a comp timeout. The NGK competition timeout. Do spark plugs timeout? They sure do, and timely spark plug replacement not only prevents fouling, it provides the best engine performance, it ensures less repair time, and can save you money on unnecessary repairs. Visit ngksparkplugs.com to learn more about OE suggested spark plug intervals and find the best plug for your engines. NGK, the ignition specialist. All right, Bystrak being pulled off. How we doing, man? Doing good? Staying out of the wet? All right, my man's in the zone right now. Get in the zone, auto zone. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. The lights are going to be on underneath the cars and on the fence. There you are. There you go. She's pumped. She's excited. That's you. That's me. That's us. That's we.
On TV.
On TV, thank you. Thanks for wrapping that up. How we doing? Got that new Sony ES hat. Giving out some goods. Have you guys picked up your limited edition lean custom pins yet? Well, they're only available here, 100 down in the paddock. So head on down there, pick them up. Got the driver series now. Big old bobbleheads, DRVR driver. And also pick up your official 20 years of Formula Drift at the Formula Drift merchandise booth, or go to fdshop.com. Or shopfd.com, pardon me. 20 years of FD, baby. Banging away for numerous years. Thanks for joining us. Wake up, bro. Wake up. Time to put on a little makeup.
System, huh?
Just keeping it cool, dude. Don't even. Yeah, there we go. Mom's pumped. Oh, he's smiling. See, you couldn't not smile. Double thumbs up. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Go. Rock, paper, scissors. Shoot. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Up. Okay, tie. Okay, go at it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Go. Oh my gosh!
Come on.
It's like you're related. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, last one. This is it. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah, hey, cut it out. There you go. Again, don't smile, curly hair dude in the white shirt. Don't smile, okay? Seriously, you're too cool. I get it. I get it.
Oh, look at Max there, looking like a poster.
Max up there on the start line as Matt Sopa, normally the starter. Matt Sopa joining us up here, PROSPEC. And caught up, didn't have a martini, but caught up with Alex Martini, talking about Torque Motorsports, catching up with him.
All right, Jared, you got $15,000. You got to buy a beginner drift car in 2023. What do you recommend people buy?
Right now, E30. E30 LS, the parts are available, cars are widely available. S chassis are obviously just not available anymore. E30s do. E30 wagon? How far would that be? Obviously not. We're getting out of crazy.
There you go. You heard it here first. Don't get mad at me when we say LS swaps the world.
He said, don't get mad. I saw you chuckle when he says, LS swap the world, Ford guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I said
all
E30.
good.
I meant E36, and obviously you can afford it. E46, E9. Like, just obviously, depending on your budget, which BMW chassis would you go with?
Gotcha. Were you asking me, or
no,
just recapping?
I know which. Your favorite.
Mine's an S chassis.
I know.
But the American S chassis.
I knew you were going to say that. S195, S198, right? Like all those.
I mean, those don't exist, but that's okay. That's
I know. I'm joking. I'm joking. What Mustang would you go with? What body?
S550, my dude.
Yep. All right.
I got half of one in the Fusion.
You what? Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So we are seeing Connor O'Sullivan and Dustin Miles for the one more time battle. Connor O'Sullivan out front. Dustin Miles in the chase position. Connor O'Sullivan, RTS, BMW, big angle there from him. Wow, that was a really, really good initiation. He is looking pro caliber right now, my friends. Connor O'Sullivan, Dustin Miles comes in hot, bangs on the door, but look at that, Connor O'Sullivan continues on as Dustin Miles spins, but O'Sullivan, dude, he found some special sauce in between that first battle and now.
No doubt. Turned up the wick for sure, Jared. That was impressive. All the noises, all the good things happening there. Really good effort from Miles there. I was impressed him how he kept up with him, especially coming up into outer zone. Well, check it out. Awesome initiation. Awesome angle. More than 90 degrees to the run up there. Miles staying in there. Had to take out the clip a little bit to sacrifice for proximity, but excellent there. Matching his angle just enough there. Gives him a little tap, but disrupts the car to swing it around there, loops it. Sullivan coming nice and tight to the inner clip too. Now it's just a solo run from this point, coming around a little wide on the touch and go, swings it back around. He gets close to the clip where it ended up, but not where it's supposed to be, but that is okay because he's got a huge advantage right now. So now he's just got to sit back in the chase and drive with some presence.
All right, let's see what happens here. And are we gonna? There was contact. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so Dustin Miles calls a comp timeout. And we got Jonathan Hurst. He's spotting for Connor O'Sullivan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Jonathan Hurst is spotting for...
Mr. Cool.
Yeah, so again, just that mind sharing, what's going on. You got to think, Hurst has a BMW, he knows what's going on here. They're sharing travel, they're
Yep.
You know, they're traveling all over, sharing resources and all those.
It's like one big web, and everyone's just kind of connected at the nodes.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we've seen that just with, you know, Pro 2 and that progression, then now into PROSPEC, and, you know, some of these pro drivers giving the resources to PROSPEC. You know, if it's, you know, Odie obviously kicking down previously to Bogovic, and, you know, Forsberg with some other drivers, and now to Alex Jager giving kind of those things. So, all right. Hey, how we doing over there? Yeah, look at that. Make some noise, Atlanta. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Grab a beverage, grab a good time, grab a Rockstar energy drink, the official energy drink of Formula Drift. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer-lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
Man, a lot of carnage going down, man. That's a big can of Rockstar. As we got some big rock stars here in the building, seeing some drivers, some people coming up here, hanging out. So we are seeing competition timeout between Rudy Hansen, Matthew, no, is that, yeah. So yeah, we got Bystrak, right? Where are we at? Because we just kind of
yeah,
bounced
they didn't
around.
start their battle, so now I believe we're doing. Yeah, he never got to the line.
Never got to the line. So this is run one of the one more time battle. Rudy Hansen, Bystrak.
No one more times. They have got the
Here we go. Rudy Hansen. Whoa, initiation, but you saw, look at that thing grip up and straighten out. Man, that got a little hairy. Now Rudy Hansen up into that second outside zone. You see Bystrak. That's right, Bystrak calling that competition timeout right before he pulled up the line. Hansen firing off Bystrak. Have a little bit of difficulty there.
Yeah, it's a Pretty interesting initiation there from Rudy. I don't know if that's going to be enough of
watch
deficit
it.
to call it an incomplete, but
oh yeah,
because you're only allowed a couple moves coming down there, and he gets inside of that clip, drops a little tire. Bystrak staying there with him, trying to reel him in as Rudy used a little left foot braking there, coming up through outer zone 1. Doesn't quite fill outer zone 2. Bystrak does fill outer zone 2, but probably should have made a little bit of a compromise there to gain some proximity coming out of the keyhole. Bystrak also cutting the line there a little bit. And here we go, transition. Bystrak really delayed, but he was also not very present in the chase in that part of the course there. So let's take a look at that initiation. We got 1, 2, kind of grips up, pulls the handbrake, so it's kind of like in the same move. He pulled angle out of it, but then put it back in. So I don't think that'll be counted as a more than 2 move there by the judges. So as he's coming out, you can see him left foot brake there as we get the flash screen and switch him around.
It was more of kind of just a mistake in it correcting and kind of gripping up.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Like that portion of the track might still be drying out. I don't think so, but there could be with the humidity. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. So Bystrak will lead, and again, just to clarify, this is not the one more time. Bystrak was pulling to the line. He backed up, called the comp timeout, so Rudy Hansen waits in the wings. Rudy had a one more time earlier against Human Rahimi.
Correct. So he's out of them. So unless he gets if we had a completed run with some contact, then he get a 5-minute competition timeout, but he's fresh out of them.
Yep, Bystrak called the comp timeout. Hansen and Bystrak. Bystrak now out front, Hansen in the chase position. And here we go, leaving the start line. Bystrak, clean start. Coming down. And Bystrak, quick with that initiation, big angle. Almost backing in, using all the course. You saw him get all the way out to the course's edge, into outside zone 1. Look at Rudy compromise. You see him taking out an angle, kind of beelines in, taking a way shallower line, tapping the brakes. He's got good proximity, but he compromised, missing 1 and 2. See him diving in on the inside. He is in that smoke signal. Let's see the entirety of this run from start to finish.
It's a good mimic. I like Rudy's
the outside zones, though.
Yeah, if we had to compare chase to chase, I would give it to Rudy at this point, but let's check it out here. Kind of had a later initiation. I don't know if it was past the 1 or not. He did kind of a shimmy again there. Bystrak throwing a lot of angle. Rudy making up some ground there by throwing angle out of the car as Bystrak moves it up. Not even in the zone, though, but it's a small compromise they got to make, right? To get that angle, stay present, stay in the game, stay in the competition. Here we go. He's compromising more angle, getting close in there as they come out of the keyhole, keeping it close there. I really like the mimic here. Come take a look at it. The touch and go. Nice and simultaneous going up through the finish and sending it back to sender.
You're talking about Bystrak, or are you talking about Hansen?
Hansen. Okay. Nice mimic. Yeah, for sure. Another shot here from the drone here as you can see that compromise again, that Rudy stayed completely out of that outer zone 1 and 2 to get into inner clip 1 because he gets new life here coming back down the hill out of the keyhole. He doesn't go off course there at that marker, through the touch and go, right out of that smoke line, and kept it close for the second half. So it's really, this one's definitely in the judges' hands. You could maybe see a side-by-side, but it could go either way.
It's not super definitive in my eyes. I mean, just some mistakes here and there on both sides of the lanes. Man, look at that! Just again, not a lick of wind.
That makes it. That's one of the things we see at start.
Right.
Is we're waiting for that smoke
just
to clear.
lingering. Here we go. Slide him left for Hansen or right for Bystrak. One more time. Here we are again in
Lantain.
Canadian Ryan Lantain siding with Bystrak. So it is a one more time. Maybe a little Freudian slip there. So comp timeout called by Bystrak. Now it's a one more time between Hansen and Bystrak. So we'll re-rack them. Get some fresh rubber on the cars.
Miles and O'Sullivan at the line.
Yeah, so let's go back to O'Sully and Miles. Miles, I would say, getting a little bit of luck on that previous run. He went off course, if you can recall. Goes into the dirt. Sullivan had some mistakes. So again, it was not majority. It was
horse
not
apiece.
unanimous. It was, what's that?
It was a horse apiece.
Yeah, 2 and 1. So Dustin Miles, Connor O'Sully.
Run 2.
This is run 2. Run 2 of these guys, and hopefully we can revisit and see that first battle once again. Like I said, kind of hopscotching all around.
Yeah.
Leapfrog
like
into different battles and halves. Yeah. Here we go. Dustin Miles out front. Oh,
restart?
And we got to restart.
Looks like he nailed the cone here. Clean starts only, Jared.
The Type S LED lights underneath the vehicle, you can see them nice and illuminated, as well as the Excel D-cell lights, boot lights on the windscreens. So again, this is run 2 of the One More Time battle between Osoli and Miles. And yeah, if you can recall now, up here in the keyhole, Miles went to the side of Osoli and he continued on. So Osoli put down a really heater of a lead run. Miles, bam, hits him up here in the keyhole, goes off and outside zone 2.
That was, upset the car, looped it.
Yep. Saw some great runs from some drivers earlier today. Cole Richards, saw him throw down. Really some great driving. See a lot of the PROSPEC drivers. Definitely hold your head high. And some of these drivers that are knocked out a little earlier here today.
Yeah, it's quite the road to get here for sure, Jared.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. Miles, you can see his hand out the window. And yep. Oh no. So we are hearing that Dustin Miles throat chop. He is done. He is out. Bummer for Dustin Miles after some hard work. Connor O'Sully will be taking his bye run. Dustin Miles has to retire, so O'Sullivan will continue on, and he will be going against Jack Davis.
Yep, he should be able to show his car works. That's all we ask him for. A non-judged run.
Yep.
I'm sure he's going to throw it down.
Give it a whirl. Car 107, Connor O'Sully will advance on into the Grade 8. So Davis versus O'Sullivan.
That should be a good one.
Yeah, Mata versus Hobson. Over here on the right-hand side, we got Chen versus either Bystrak or Hansen. Then we got the 15-year-old Jaden going against D-Mads, Derek Madison. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
Welcome to PROSPEC. Go against second overall last year. Blake Olson versus Alex Jager. So definitely
some good
stack,
heaters coming.
Some familiar names.
Yeah,
some
good
great
heaters.
familiar names. Okay, seeing him warm up his tires. There is the 15-year-old from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Jaden Martorana. Drifter Jay in that Corvette. He's got his team up here in a spot for him, cheering him on. And we will be seeing Derek Madison, D-Mads, coming into that Pedal Commander burnout box. We are here in the Royal Purple Top 16. Next up, the TireStacks.com Grade 8. Tomorrow night, same schedule as today in regards to PROSPEC, going into tomorrow's Pro round. We'll be seeing Pro Top 32. Live stream begins at 3:30. 3:45, 3:30, 3:45, and we'll be seeing Top 16 to line up, and our opening ceremonies at 7:30. Again, qualifying third, Jaden, the 15-year-old PROSPEC rookie, going against Derek Madison. All right. Jaden and D-Mads. Jaden will lead. See what we got here. Again, welcome.
Yeah,
Jaden did have to go through a Daniel earlier today. He called the competition timeout.
Definitely making his presence known so far, Jared.
Yeah, excited to see how he goes down, but he's going against Derek Madison, against second overall in the 22 season. Jaden leads first, barely knocks over that front clip. Now come up the hill into that first outside zone. Derek Madison, look at him. Kind of the claws are out, but Derek Madison makes those corrections, knocks on that back right corner. Derek Madison straightens out. Jaden continues on. Derek Madison way up first. That is going to be 4. That's going to be an incomplete for Derek Madison. Jaden, look at that snap and the transition back to that final inside clip. Wow.
Just like I said in qualifying, Madison, bit of a homie. Expected a little more, and I think he got bound up there in that inner clip too. So look at that that snap to initiation here by Jaden. And Derek always keeping presence, keeping up there, up the hill through outer zone 1, right in that pocket where the judges want to see him. Jaden come up a little bit short. Derek did have to make a correction there, and I think that was the crux of the situation, is why Derek had stalled there and basically went 3-4 tires off there. So there might be a little deliberation there as far as like him being offline, but it was enough to be a judge score in the lead lane and chaseable, I believe. So looking at it again here, going through the touch and go up the hill. Madison keeping his presence, keeping the angle low to keep the presence there on Jaden's rear tire there. And you can see Jaden kind of make some corrections there. Was there a decel there? We can see by the lights there, they looked green to me. But that's for the judge to decide, not myself.
Yeah, it's, Derek obviously very talented, but you got to think it's almost like a Von Gittin Jr. thing. Jaden really doesn't have much to lose. He's really excited. Very nice kid. It's like a human golden retriever, man. Just like, I'm cool. I'm down to play.
You want me
Let's
to
go.
put the car where?
What do you want to do? All right, cool. I'm down with that. Von's having fun. Like you said, the disruptor, as you called him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call Jaden disruptor. I would say like, hey man, everything's new, everything's exciting, everything is awesome, and he's just ready to show people what he can do, and he did that in qualifying. Again, qualifying third, and he's going against Derek Madison, who finished second overall in the season last year. So he really has everything to prove, nothing to gain. So it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, even making it this far into the top 16, his debut pro spec.
Nothing to lose, excuse me.
Yeah, I know. I mean what you know.
Just messed it up. Nothing to gain. It's everything to gain, nothing to lose. All right, here we go. So now Derek Madison out front. Man, this place is filled with smoke. You barely see him. Madison, huge angle there. You see him.
Contact.
And we got contact on that back bumper. Jaden gets into the back of him. Derek Madison into that second outside zone. Madison now brings on in Jaden. Out of that keyhole. Whoa, losing. It looked like that trunk flew off.
Oh, that's that is after a collision, so I don't know if that'll go against him. It could have been voided at the initiation because I at first glance, it looked like Derek's entry into that first corner might have been an unchaseable lead. Let's take a look.
He was coasting, and it is a momentum zone.
There's that
but
certain
how
howl,
long?
That certain howl you can hear from the tires, not now, but and when it's live, it looked clean. That's for the judge, and he came swiping in there. It was right at that cusp of the decel zone.
Let's back it up. I love Derek, and again, just me, Jaden. Again,
we're keeping it level.
Yeah.
Jaden's compromising a little angle.
Watch as he coasts in the momentum. Watch him approaching that front clip. Because you can cruise only so much. If somebody else is on throttle, you're going to just be up that back bumper, and I think that might be the case.
So here we go.
This angle, absolutely.
I mean, he's off. He's back.
See him kind of counter out.
He wasn't quite on throttle until after, so it'll be very interesting.
You saw the car kind of correct a little bit.
You can see when he gets back on the throttle, the car gets that side grip, or that side bite we like to call it, in rear tires, right about when you're going to get back on throttle. So that's a very good indication to myself that that's when he was back on throttle, was past inner clip 1.
Can somebody turn on the big fan and blow out the smoke?
Yeah, where's that helicopter that was here
where's
earlier?
that helicopter at?
We got that in the budget stage.
If everybody could blow really hard. Here we go, Jaden Martorana and Derek Madison. Jaden, the 15-year-old kid, takes down Derek Madison.
Making a name.
Hey, any of the judges, Ryan, Brian, Chris, I know you guys could hear me. Assuming what, in regards to that, was Derek Madison was initiation. Just coasted too long. You saw him kind of counter real quick and straighten.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
He didn't have enough speed.
He was just doing
momentum.
it too long.
Yeah, it looked good, but we don't want that in this certain situation. Like,
not the prettiest.
The judges say, hey, you guys can throw backs in practice if you want, but that's not going to get you the scores, you know?
No, and I think he was trying to kind of throw it all out there. He knew, you know, Jaden might have even had a little bit of an advantage, but
oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
But if he did that cleanly, I think it would have been advantage to Derek.
All right. Clearing up the course here. As we continue on, we're going to go back to the Hansen Bystrak. If we have not answered the Air Force trivia, here it is in the description of the YouTube show. Go ahead and click. United States Air Force Aim High Trivia, powered by the United States Air Force. Here it is. What is the name of the newest bomber in the U.S. Air Force's fleet? Is it A, the B-1 Lancer, B, the B-21 Raider, C, the B-2 Spirit, or D, this is my favorite name, the B-52 Stratofortress? Which one is it? Again, the question is in the description of the YouTube live stream. Thank you to the United States Air Force for their support of the Formula Drift Championship and, of course, their support of the best country in the world. Thank you so much, the Royal Purple Top 16. And here's the bracket, how it's shaping up. We have, you can see, got 6 drivers already in the grade 8. And we got 2 more. Look at that. Qualifying 1, 2, and 3. So we got Ben, Nate, and Jaden.
Good
1,
stack.
2, and 3. So it shows you they're progressing on. And obviously, very talented drivers. So Nate Chen is going to go against either Hansen, Rudy, and we're talking about Matthew Bystrak, and then finally Olson and Jager.
Yeah, their qualifying number or stance is kind of like their resume, and it's proving it in the bracket so far.
How we doing, man? Hey, finger guns. What's up? That guy's showing up again. That's the one that dabbed on us earlier. He dabbed on us. He's still dabbing, dude.
That BC Racing shirt.
Mm-hmm. Got the fans here looking at your phones, tweeting away. See the Ken Block shirt down there. Rest in peace, Ken Block, KB forever. Jim Lau, former president, always co-founder of Formula Drift in the building. Thank you. Jimmy Jam, James Lau. Thank you so much. All right. You like digs? You like digs? It's a dog day. It's a dig.
The dig's in the ground.
It's a dig on the ground. All right. Type S lights are on. The drivers are as well. We got 2 more battles left in the 16 to forge our grade 8. And we are going back to Hansen and Bystrak.
Run
right?
one more time. So we got it straight. So we're going to see.
Because we had that comp time out of Bystrak, which I thought we were one more time, but no, I was.
Oh,
but then
man.
we kind of.
It's the spaghetti bracket.
Right. Yeah. Got your tinfoil hat on?
Just like Mama Domino used to make.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Rudy Hansen out front, Bystrak in the chase position. One more time battle. We got another battle in the 16. Sending cars, we are ready to go. You can see the lights illuminating, extinguish, and we are ready to go. Rudy Hansen will lead once again. Let's see if we can get a winner here. Hansen comes barreling down the hill. And both cell now past the inside flip. Whoa, Bystrak. He was threatening to get to the back of that car, right? Now into that second outside zone goes Hansen. Bystrak very shallow line on that second outside zone. Oh boy, another one. That looked like 4 off. Oh, he's shooting all over the course.
Yep, that's
Bystrak just ping-ponging all across the course.
Huge deficit for Matthew.
And now here's a conundrum. Bystrak uses competition timeout. He can't get hands on the car. Does he risk it? Does he go for it? What goes on here?
You go for it.
And you potentially wad your car if you make a mistake, or
it'll
you
be
just
fine.
say it's a wash.
It'll be fine. So I really like Rudy's initiation here. It looked a little wide, but he kept it together. Bystrak might not have had the grip to keep up at that angle, but Rudy coming smooth there, sacrificing a little angle to get almost to outer 2. And Bystrak sacrificing that outer 2, getting a little wild there, not so close. Really delayed the mimic, cut the line in half. That's an incomplete there.
Yeah.
I saw Ryan Long. We had our 4 fingers up at the same time here. He didn't see it, but we're like, 4.
Yep.
You know that.
4, right.
Yeah, so
Forward,
Rudy,
left.
Matt was doing a real good job of trying to keep up here. Just couldn't reel him in, sacrificing the angle, doing the little compromises that they want to see, then try and hide in the chase position. But that going off course,
Man.
doing some landscaping, that's not what you want to do.
No, these guys are just throwing so much grass. I mean, this tractor's got more track time than all the cars combined.
Oh, dear.
I mean, they know what's at stake here. They're pushing. You're seeing a lot of body panels. You're seeing grass. You're seeing dirt. They know what's at risk here, and that's why I do like Atlanta. I always say it. You know, the silly season, cool. Build your car. We're prepped. We're ready to go. Long Beach, walls everywhere, unforgiving. That's like, I mean, that's
a risk.
Whew, yeah. So I I don't think we'll ever. I don't want to see PROSPEC ever at Long Beach. I really don't. Like I there's some talent there, but
let's just say there'd be some pretty good yard sales.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it'd be the mother of all yard sales. Let's just keep him kicking here, or even Orlando.
Yeah, discount drift cars.
Because we forewent Orlando for this track, which I think it's cool for 20 years. You know, we didn't bring PROSPEC to Orlando because that's in a couple weeks, and we're going to see them at E-Town.
Correct.
So
well, yeah, 6 weeks. You said
Yep. See them at E-Town, and obviously at Utah.
Beautiful backdrop there.
Yep. Here we go, Bystrak, Rudy Hansen. Now Bystrak will lead. He has that major deficit. Rudy Hansen has a major advantage. Again, is the car at 100%? Do you just have some major mental lapses and shoots off course? Is it the wise move? We are about to find out. And here it is. There we go. Bystrak will lead. Hansen give a chase. Coming down the hill. Again, you gotta leave room for that lead car. Rudy Hansen kind of impeding into Bystrak's line. Ooh. Exploding that front clip. Tell you what, Bystrak's putting on a heck of a run right now.
Yeah.
Little glitchy there, going to that second outside zone. Tightens it up right there. Puts a bow on it. I was going to manage to come back down the hill. But I got to tell you, that's not good.
That's strike number 2, Jared.
Yeah, you saw Bystrak kind of center punch that inside clip, and also compare Rudy's chase to Bystrak's chase. Bystrak, he was all over the course.
Yeah, you got to remember that he's basically got an incomplete there going into his lead run. So Rudy didn't have to have, a door-on-door action here, but he was definitely in frame, had some presence, wasn't an inactive chase, so he was there. He was compromising some angle here, but he's also got the advantage, so he's making sure he doesn't, go another one more time. He's keeping it together, sending it back down here to the touch and go. Matt, a little bit out of the road there, takes another landscaping course there through inner clip 3, and like you said, Rudy's pretty sure he's got it in the bag here.
Yeah, no, it's 99.9%, just with a chance of 0.01, which I could not find. Rudy Hansen gets the win and advances on that Track Tires S chassis. Congratulations to Rudy Hansen. He'll move on to the Great 8. One more battle left in the Royal Purple Top 16. Royal Purple, the synthetic experts, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. This should be a good one.
Yeah, Olson and Jager.
Olson and Alex Jager.
From one coast to the next.
Yeah, exactly. Jersey to the southwest of Las Vegas. Two very aggressive drivers, two really well-prepped vehicles that have seen track time before. We know they're capable. It's just, what are they expecting from each other?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the sport that we always kind of go back to, is that we have this freedom of whatever engine you want. The engine in Jager's car, that's out of a GTR.
Right.
V6, twin turbo. Same kind of package that Chris Forsberg has. You got Blake Olson, E-Series BMW, high-strung, naturally aspirated V8. I'm pretty sure he's got some nitrous under the hood, but that thing's so high-strung, revving to, I don't know how many RPMs, 10 plus, but it's just music to my ears.
Yeah. No, definitely sounds good. Just a variety. Run what you brung. Old school Group B rally car. So the tractor getting more track time.
Getting that sweep.
Sweep it up, baby. Keeping it clean. We got, again, this last battle of Royal Purple Top 16. little wind kind of coming through, clearing out the smoke, which is definitely pleasant. Little homie all the way up top there. How's it going, man? It's going to be a packed house here tomorrow. So come join us, grab a Rockstar energy drink. Again, gates venue opens to the public at 8 o'clock. Paddock will open at 12 o'clock. And we're going to have some meetings and our live stream going live at 3:30. Top 32 begins at 3:45. We'll have a halftime break, and we're top 16 opening ceremony, 7:15, 7:30. All right, Alex Jager will lead. Alex qualifying 11th. Blake Olson qualifying 27th. Alex Jager, NOS Center Drink, Nissan 370Z comes down the hill, GT radial tires, all of them on GT radials. Alex Jager nicks it with that front left. Comes up the hill, gets into that outside zone 1, works into outside zone 2. We saw Blake Olson kind of beeline to the side of Alex Jager. Alex about the second tick mark. Look at Blake. Nice job by Blake. Good angle from Alex. And this is exactly kind of what I expected from Alex and Blake. You know, just two pretty good straight shooters and just some good, exciting driving, well-built cars. You know, these guys will probably high-five and have a beer later tonight, to be quite honest.
I think the only deficit that Blake had in the chase here was coming up the hill, but check this out. Jager, kind of a milk toast initiation there, straight down the line, takes out the inner clip 1 there, and Blake with a little delayed transition, and Jager filling out outside zone 1. Olson also fills it, but maybe he should have made the compromise there a little sooner to get that proximity they had in the later half of the run as Jager gets a little wide on the inner clip 2. Olson getting the proximity coming out of the keyhole. Jager getting close to the touch and go. Nice. A good mimic there from Olson. Bring it around to the finish, and let's switch him around. Taking another look. Look at this initiation. Takes out that cone, but Blake just, I think he stayed on the lead line more than trying to compromise, which is commendable, but like you said, the show is all in his proximity. He regains it there. Jager not too close to the inner clip 2, but he stays just on the cusp of that pocket coming down and finishing out the run. Could have been like about a half a cup sooner in that transition, and would have had a even better run. So let's switch him around and see what's going on.
Tempering the flame, dialing it up when you need to, and just kind of dialing it back when you need to.
Yep.
Sometimes, you know, it pays off to be aggressive, and that's going to really impress the judges. Just that X factor, which does carry its way over, even though we, you know, this year we've created the 90 points, right? 100-point score, 90 points for the criteria, 10 points for the X factor, the unknown, just that certain je ne sais quoi, just give it that you know what I mean? Just give it that extra sauce, baby.
And another things for, like, if you're not a driver, like, to do a transition, there's a lot going on there. You got to let off the throttle. There's a lot of different inputs than just turning the car.
Here we go, Blake Olson out front. Alex Jager in that chase position. Going all the way across the track. It's definitely smoky, but they can't see. There it is, now it's a lot clearer. Blake Olson, TNBC with that night vision. Alex Jager cutting through that smoke. They're almost, again, replacing each other. Yeah. Blake doesn't get all the way out to that second outside zone. Dives in on the inside. Alex, look at how blanketed Alex Jager is in that smoke.
Impressive.
Holy cow. He is buried in it. Oh, no! And Jager.
Was it before or after the finish, Jared?
Alex Jager, I mean, again, just enveloped. I mean, it looked like the mummy was eating him up, man.
I think the muscle memory took over there for Jager, because that was truly impressive being blanketed in there as they come up through inner clip 1. Blake takes it out. Alex getting in there, sacrificing a little angle, still getting in outer zone 1, 2, but Blake nowhere to be seen in outer zone 2, and he even gets even deep into the grass and doesn't quite knock it over, but here we're even engulfed in the smoke, and Jager's keeping his presence in, keeping his angle down low to stay in this fight as they finish it out. He's right after the finish, so anything out there throwing sparks.
See the spark being thrown? The drone got a little piece. Shake. Yeah, it looked like two tires off across the finish.
So he stayed in control, so that's what we're looking for, because they can almost do what they want after the finish, as long as it doesn't end up in a 360 or looping the car around and they show control after.
Well, again, I encourage you to take a look next time maybe, or back it up, and you'll see that it's stepped. So it's like kind of baby ramps going the flow of the track. So when they go counter course and come back counter course up towards the finish line, it steps the opposite direction. So they're going against the grain. So that could really cause a lot of damage to the car. So you really don't want to.
I know that game.
Yeah, you don't want to supersede the track there and get on the rumble. Going the one direction, going with the flow of the track, it's not as violent, but going against it, it hurts. Alex Jager, Blake Olson, it looks like Alex Jager gets the win. Alex gets the win. Hard-fought battle by Blake Olson, but Alex Jager advances on. Love to see Blake at E-Town.
Yeah, they might want to check the rear toe on that thing after that impact with the rumble strips for sure.
All right, well, our grade 8 is set. Hobson versus Mana, Davis versus O'Sullivan, Chen versus Hansen, Martorana versus Jager. When we come back, we are about to see our TireStacks.com Grade 8 Tire Stacks, the official tire service provider of the ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional Tire Stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
Here we are, the lights are on. It's about to get lit, literally, as we are about to see our Grade 8. Talking about the TireStacks.com Grade 8, and we just saw the 16 culminate. Round 1, the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Matt Sopa next to me. I'm Jared Dienda. Matt, how's your 16 been? Again, progressing on 32-16. Normally you're at the top of the hill. Now here you are, elaborating about some people that you know, some people you don't know, but overall just a variety of potpourri that is ProSpec.
Yeah, what's standing out next to me is this performance and from Jaden in that C6. He's putting on quite the show, quite the debut for, I mean, anybody, even if he wasn't a child, essentially, you know. But it's really great to see how people are qualifying is actually correlating to the bracket. And it's a real good top 16. It's been really exciting.
Awesome, that's great. Matt Sopa here. Matt Sopa on a rope, as I call him. He's normally up at the top of the hill sending the cars. He'll be back up there tomorrow, but through the entirety of this 23 season, he'll be next to me talking qualifying and talking head-to-head battles. So thank you, Matt Sopa, for your time.
My pleasure.
There is our grade 8, Hobson versus Mata, Davis versus O'Sullivan, Chen versus Hansen. Talking about Jaden, as you just described, the young buck, 15 years old, and Alex Jager. So thank you guys and gals so much. As you can see all this going on up here. This is our production. Thank you to Ryan Sage, Jim Lau. I saw him just walking in. We got Chris Yule right here. Robin Ishida, you're right over there. Sean Adriano, Ryan Lontaine, Brian Eggert right up there, close and personal. Pat Gentili. This is kind of the inner brain of what goes on, the operations between judging to logistics to live stream to all of it. And thank you to Kemp and his whole team. Lee DuPont. Hey, what's going on? Why not? Why? What?
Why?
What's your shirt? What's your shirt
Just
say?
4
Why?
Whys.
Why? Oh my. Why? Why? Because I said so. That's why.
Yeah, I'll get used to that.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Just saw your baby crushing a popsicle at home watching Formula Drift.
Not. He's only 4.5 months old.
Yeah, just saw your little man just getting after it. All right. So back up to the top of the hill is where we go. They will end up down here in this horseshoe. We got our inside clip 1, transitioning past the touch and go, outside zone 1. Remember, tomorrow, round 2 of the Pro Championship, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. That is for the round of 32. All right. Let's see what we got here. First up, we will see Ben Hobson versus Austin Mata. We are ready to see him. And of course, Ben Hobson will lead first. He is your #1 qualifier. Can he make it a perfect event? We will find out. Austin Mata would love to play spoiler in that scenario. Remember, join us at the podium ceremony here this evening, also tomorrow night, and also in between 32 and 16. Brought to you by K&N, the official air filter of Formula Drift. Also, and I mean, they make cabin filters, they make oil filters. K&N makes a lot of things, man. So I like the cabin filters.
Yeah, I got their goodies on my stuff too, man.
So K&N, myself, and Larry Chen will be over at the Formula Drift podium at the top of the hill. That's where the podium's at. We're gonna have some special guests, including some drivers. So join us over there. Here's our first battle of the TireStacks.com Grade 8, Ben Hobson, Austin Mata. Alabama versus Minnesota. Yeah, these guys, both these cars are, again, well prepped. This is kind of an Alex Jager, Blake Olson kind of vibe. S chassis.
Yep,
compared to
that's the equalizer there. We got the spec tire, similar drivetrains. I believe they're both running H pattern dog boxes, quick changes. They're both white.
Yeah, the similarities continue, but two very different drivers behind the wheel.
Yep.
And one
I believe they're
will
also
reign supreme.
both on WiseFab, if I'm not mistaken. So it's even more so. So it's really a driver's battle here in my eyes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Would you love to see a spec? Like, this is pretty close to spec.
Yeah,
right?
we always talk about that amongst the tracks.
Yeah,
like,
we'll get back to that. But I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a single manufacturer. Who's going to do it? We'll see. All right, but right now, who's going to do it and get it done to go into the final 4? Ben Hobson out front initiates. Austin Mata in that transition. Look at that, almost identical, just as you were saying. Here goes Ben Hobson up the hill, outside zone 1. Quick little shimmy, but Mata did almost the exact same thing. Failed to get out to outside zone 2. Ooh, and Hobson, little late to that second inside clip. Now Ben Hobson pulling away that touch and go. Oh, Mata.
Yeah, kind of fell short there in the finish.
Yeah, Ben Hobson had a little window of opportunity there. Some small mistakes, but could equate to some larger ones.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see the initiation. I like when they're using the whole track there, but look at Hobson here, getting in all the outer zone. Austin very present, but Hobson comes up short in that outer zone 2 and the inner clip 2. Little late entry in the delayed transition here. Hobson real close to the touch and go as Mata kind of got left behind. I'm not sure exactly if he got lost in the smoke and inner clip 2 got too excited, didn't time it right. It just, let's see here, past the initiation, past inner clip 1. Here comes Hobson climbing up the hill. Austin very present at this point, and then Hobson still coming up short, but Mata had to make a little bit of a correction there as Hobson pours out the angle and gets as close as he can to that inner clip 2, and Mata just had a kind of a lazy transition coming out of the keyhole as they finished out the run here, and it was almost 2 solos there at the last third of the run, I would say. It was not expecting that. So he'll have to throw down a killer lead run here and Hobson as well as in the chase and see what happens.
Just don't want to leave in the judges' hands, in regards to this scenario. You know, Mata, Hobson, and Hobson being that #1 qualifier. We'll see if he can, execute and convert it from just a #1 qualifier to a podium spot. He knows who he's going against, and he knows that Austin could really show up in a major way right now. So here comes Mata. Green lights are low, man. It shows you again. Look at that. Almost identical, simultaneous. Oh, Hobson takes a way shallow line. He takes out. We haven't seen anybody go that shallow there. That's that touch and go. It's going to be interesting as they go back around. So Austin Mata dives in. Hobson trying to get and mimic that parallel line. And Mata continues on.
So despite that mistake from Hobson, I don't know if he was led there with Austin. We'll take another look at it, but Hobson definitely had on the later 2/3 after initiation the dominant chase there in my eyes. So let's come take a look at it as they come down the hill. Both of them using the whole track to initiate. Nice couple two flicks. Get that handbrake initiation. Hobson right there with them. Gets a nice mimic transition. He goes up the hill. Yeah. So Austin was a little shallow there, so Hobson was following that line, but he did also come up way short, if not about the same as Hobson did on his lead run, but Hobson right there. He pours excellent mimic in the transition there as they come back down. No more touch and go reference. Another good mimic by Hobson there. Maybe a little loop on his bumper there, but he brings it home. And then look at another look here as they come through inner clip 2. Hobson right down the door, matching the angle really well. No compromises there. Excellent mimic coming down the hill. Look at this view here. Just enveloped in the GT radial smoke as they bring it home.
Are you justifying Hobson's cutting of the line due to Mata being shallow on initiation?
Not initiation, but his transition was a little too far driver right.
Okay.
And before the touch
he cut
and
him
go.
off.
It didn't quite cut him off, but that's not the ideal place where you want to transition, because in touch and go on your approach up the hill isn't a clipping point per se, or you don't have to be there. So Hobson kind of followed him into that, so we really can't, fault him fully for that, for being that far off. So it'll be interesting to see which way this sways.
All right, if this is an arm wrestling competition, I don't think any broken wrist, but let me see. Slide him left for Hobson, right for Mata one more time, and
survey says
all across the board.
Wow.
We haven't seen one of those in a minute. So we got Chris Yule saying Mata, we got Brian Eggert going one more time, and Ryan Montaigne saying Ben Hobson. And I think that maybe
that's the diversity,
Yeah, I think it's what you're focusing on. Is it line? Is it that impact? Is it the X factor? It's all those elements combined.
Yeah.
So Robin Ishida going over to the judges, elaborating with them, seeing what's going on, where's their head at.
What are you thinking?
And that's what's good about this year. We have 4 judges. It's going to be a revolving seat. So what that means is that's a one more time. So again, split decision all the way across the board. So that is a one more time for Hobson and Mata.
Absolute legend.
Robbie Bushido Blade Nishida. He is, again, part of it. All right. All right, so Mata and Hobson will have to rerun, but right now it is Jack Davis versus Connor O'Sullivan. Connor O'Sullivan qualifying 5th, Jack Davis qualifying 13th. On paper, Connor seems to be a little more dominant right now. We saw some great performances from earlier, but the D-Works vehicle of Jack Davis, E36.
Basically in drifting, you can't sleep on anybody.
All right, Connor O'Sullivan. Jack Davis back at the top of the hill. Looks like they are ready to run. Again, O'Sully will lead. And Jack Davis in the chase. Away they go from that start chicane down the infamous hill here at Road Atlanta. 3, 2, 1, initiating at the 2 cone. Big angle there from that RTS BMW. Nice job. Looks like Jack Davis comes up a bit shallow. O'Sully
taps into, almost barely catching that line. Really good execution on that second inside clip. Has to touch and go. You can see a little bit more angle from Osoli. Whoa, buddy!
Right before the finish.
That's a roadblock, man. He got hung up.
Did he park it?
Let's run it back, dude.
I mean, Davis had really shallow angle coming out of the keyhole that whole time, so maybe he just didn't throw it enough in there to slow it down.
Let's take a look. I don't know. First glance, it looked like Osoli might have come to not a halt, but definitely.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? You need a little punt here to get across the finish line. But
yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
All right, here we go. Jack making a good initiation, matching initiation. He's sacrificing a lot of angle almost throughout this whole run here. Sullivan not quite filling outer zone 1, gets a little into outer zone 2 to make a nice proximity there through inner clip 2. Jack, like I said, he's barely drifting at this point. He's just trying to keep up with that machine from RTS.
Ooh.
So I feel like you don't have much of a swing to put into the car there as far as momentum to swing the car around to slow it down. So he was just kind of straight lining it there. Here, another look at the initiation. Jack not having as much angle through there as O'Sullivan bringing it to the top, sacrificing a little angle there. Also not getting in that outer zone 1. Davis also hitting a good line there behind O'Sullivan as he brings it around here. Got a decent little mimic there, sacrificing a lot of angle and the line to speak of. So you can hear he just maybe got lost in the smoke because that was on driver's side. And
it seemed like I don't know, he kind of was slowing down. Like, even though the tires were going, I feel like he's like, go, like, get across.
Yeah, but it was only the first run, so I don't think like he ran out of tires or that kind of situation. But
he might have had max angle.
Yeah, you know, that's what we want.
Okay, Jack Davis making his way back up the hill.
Judges are
delivering. There was contact, so is it collision? Somebody at fault?
It is an incomplete run because I believe it was before the finish line, so it'll be interesting how it goes here.
All right, while we clean up this mess, we'll be right back here. Round 1, Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, Road Atlanta.
All right, Jared, what are 3 tips you'd want to give maybe like an aspiring drifter to like learn the space? What are like 3 tips you'd give anybody looking to jump into the space?
Have fun, because if you're not, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Temper your entry. You know, like, don't build this crazy car. Progress with your car, kind of like, you know, your hosting or my hosting. Yeah. I've progressed with it, you know, being in Formula Drift for 20 years. You progress, you know, the driving, the cars, the builds got better, my announcing got better, and here we are. You shoot for perfect, you settle for good. So have fun, progress properly. And the last one would be just talk to people, have fun, converse, you know, like, because obviously people, you know, want to get paid, I want to be a pro drifter, you're sustaining a lifestyle. I mean, you know, if you look at NASCAR and all these things, there's only so many that actually make it and make money and monetize it. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I would say building your car as you get better as a driver is like the most important thing. At Torque Motorsport, we're building a GR86. We're learning how to drift with it. We're doing videos on it. And our immediate want is to just build it to the moon. And it's like, you kind of have to slow the pace, go nice and slow, learn with the car. And then as you get, you know, you get a faster car, maybe you can become a better driver. Probably the other way around.
Kind of like money can't buy you style.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at this.
He's saying I don't have style. That's what he said. That's what he said. Sorry, I don't have a beard, and my temples are burning, and I'm falling apart out here. Long Beach isn't fun. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I'm wearing all black. I'm surrounded by this handsome man. We're done.
Back at the grade 8 here, we got Nate Chen and Rudy Hansen in the warming up their tires. Looks like Nate is back there at the line, and Rudy is warming up his tires and pulling up to the line, getting ready to send him down the hill another time.
All right, here we go. Moving on with Nate Chen and Rudy Hansen. So again, we have a few battles we still have to progress. We still haven't seen anybody go in the Final Four because we got Hobson and Mata. They went to that one more time, and now with one half of the Davis-O'Sullivan battle in the books. Find out what goes on there.
But right now it's Chen and Hansen. Chen qualifying second, Hansen qualifying 7th. Nate Chen coming across the nose of Hansen, and Hansen does need to give way to Nate Chen into the inside clip. He did tap that inside clip. Won't totally knock him out of competition. Chen keeping it all the way out there, diving in. Hansen again does need to give way. Hansen didn't have exactly the cleanest sweep. I need to take a look at that again. Seemed that he kind of took a midline approach. Didn't, I don't know. I want to
Yeah, it was kind of
that
overall
back.
a little shaky on Hansen's side, but let's take another look here as they come down the hill. Chen using all that track. He's like, I paid for it, let's use it all, right? So here we go, nice little flick there. Starting at the 3 cone, which is impressive too, so. Yeah, so here we go. Chen coming up the hill. Rudy still in the picture here. Chen coming up a couple few feet short there as Rudy tries to zero in there, kind of cheating the line a little bit. Decent mimic. Chen coming back down. Rudy trying to stay in the game here as they come back down for the touch and go, and there we go. Drone shot coming down the hill.
A couple things that I noticed. Hansen, it seemed like he just rolled into it. Might have even been really close, flirting with that last 1 cone, and also Chen's almost like a stepped kind of angle in the keyhole, going from outside zone 2 to inside clip 2. He kind of he threw more angle at it, and Rudy kind of got pinched out. He still stayed there, but it was just kind of a weird line. It wasn't very fluid. It was kind of stepped. So those are kind of the couple observations that I saw. But Rudy Hansen will now lead the pack. Nate Chen will give chase. Let's see. Just letting smoke clear again. Just barely a breeze. I mean, it's a quarter mile an hour at best.
It's about at the speed of smell.
Yeah, look at that. And we are clear to send. And here they go. Rudy Hansen, Nate Chen. Second half of this battle. We get a winner. Who's going to the Final Four? Come on, guys. Leave it all on the track. Rudy Hansen initiating. Big angle there. Chen way back. Just not part of the equation. Hansen, that mass motor, working double time up the hill. In that second outside zone. See, and there, see how he goes out and then tries to cut back in, almost pinching out Nate Chen. Again, both these guys, not, you know, they just had little mistakes here and there that just accumulate to one massive okay run. It wasn't like, yo, that was insane. Like it just has these little hiccups.
Nothing made me go wow or, you know, surprise me as far as performance goes. But like the judge has been saying, you gotta just check those boxes when you're coming through here. As it looked like Chen had a trouble initiation there, and Rudy did a good job there. Decent approximation to that inner clip 1, filling out his outer zone 1, getting fairly close to 2. Chen making a cut in the line there. He almost, I thought he was going to go for the pass there for a second, but Rudy kind of closed the door on that opportunity. And he has got new life coming down the hill as he gets real close, mimicking Rudy coming back up the hill through the Phantom inner clip 3. Another take a look at the entry here, and Chen taking out the inner clip 1. Rudy doing a good job here, foot breaking in there. Now that is before the momentum zone, but no fault there as he pours on the angle there, just going way too wide in that inner clip 2. Gives Chen an opportunity to kind of close the gap here as they come back down the hill to the touch and go. Chen making a decent mimic there as they go through and back up to start. So I can't even, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where like, come on, boys, let's go. You know, let's get it done. Earn it. Earn it. Don't leave it in the judge's hands. Really just gotta elevate. All right. Let's see. Do we have an outcome here? They're going one more time. Again, we got the OMT of Hobson and Mata. We have the 1/2 of Davis and O'Sullivan. We do have a complete run here. Are we gonna have a winner? Chen or Hansen? Slide him left for Chen, right for Hansen. 1, 2, and Rudy Hansen gets the win, 2-2-1. So Chris Yule and Ryan Lantagne signing for Rudy Hansen. Rudy Hansen gets the win. Hansen advances on Track Tires S13 from Idaho gets it done. So our first driver into our Link ECU Final Four. We're going back to the Hobson Mata battle. This is a one more time battle. Both of them kind of having some mistakes here and there. I have a feeling they're definitely going to level up. All right, we are sending cars again. Hobson and Mata. Hobson will lead. Hobson pedal commander, fuel suspension. Got that supercharged V8 under the hood. Big, nice entry there from Ben Hobson. Mata looks like he got kind of almost checked up. I'm going to take a different look at that.
Yeah.
Was Mata being too aggressive? Did Hobson maybe pedal back a little bit? And now first tick, that was really well done on outside zone 2 and inside clip 2. Past that final inside clip. And Mata from the start. So I definitely want to take a look at different angles from that.
Yeah,
you know, Hobson's initiation was Mata being too
aggressive. If you take the chase car out of the picture, I mean, that was a pretty sick run from Hobson here. I'm really digging these, as we get further in the bracket, the guys are getting more aggressive with these initiation, using all that track, and he just kind of overcooked it there, maybe in a less grippier zone in the entry there, and Hobson doing all his duties as lead driver. He's, remember, never looked back. And Mata trying to stay in the picture here. Hobson's still fulfilling his lead car duties as he goes around here with Mata nowhere in sight there. He's got to pan out, goes through the keyhole, getting the touch and go. Nice pouring smoke, nice smooth transition. Unfortunately, Austin just right from the get-go was at that deficit, so I don't think there was any juicy fruit around or anything from the lead car. It was just he just overcooked the entry there for Austin.
Yeah, let's. I want to digest the second run because Mata, like I just said, you kind of got to level up, and I think Mata was expected to maybe just throttle the way through. If you look at Ben Hobson's smoke trail, you'll see him kind of going. That is a momentum zone, as you said. He is allowed to decel, but at what degree is it kind of just, all right, I see him kind of maybe, and then I'm going to get on the throttle. Yeah. So again, I'm not saying that's a scenario, but that scenario does exist. If you coast in too much and you see that person, you say don't look back, but in that scenario, you could look back and see, all right, now I'm going to hit it because he's too close.
And a lot of times, people in that chase position that use that kind of strategy in the entry don't extend it out that far and able to get back in the pocket.
Exactly. All right, so a restart here. Start was clean.
Uh-oh.
So Mata might not be 100%. Taking a look.
Maybe we get a replay of that start. Looks like Max is talking to Austin here. Maybe he thought he saw a light. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Mata was in the lead. He left the line. All right, so the scenario is unfolding here. It was a clean start. There were no cones hit. Nobody left before the light. We are hearing that it is a clean start. Mata leaves the start line and then comes back, or you see him pause, come back and say, hey, I need a competition timeout. That is not the order of operations. He should have been on the line, said, hey, I need to call 5, then reverse it. That's the run. So
yeah,
unfortunately, Austin Mata pulls away from the line.
Essentially forfeits.
And, I mean, just had a...
It's a bummer.
Oh, man, such a bummer there, unfortunately, for Austin Mata. So, how's it going, young man? Out there taking some pics. Be sure to tag hashtag FDLB. Oh, we got audio over there. My man's listening to it right now. So, yeah, see the iPad up to your face. Listen to it. It's great resources. All right, so Yeah, unfortunate turn of events there for Austin Mata. So again, what happened there is obviously Ben Hobson goes, he leads, they alternate roles. Austin Mata, he goes to lead, he leaves the line, clean start, stops, turns around, and says, I need to call comp timeout. And that's unfortunately not how it works. Wrong order of operations. So Austin Mata essentially forfeits that run, and Ben Hobson gets the win. Hobson's in the Final Four. Ben Hobson is advancing on into the Final Four. So just a bit of a mental lapse there, unfortunately, for Austin. Definitely a great aggressive driver, but that is the end of his day, Austin Mata. So Hobson continues on, making this even closer to that perfect event. And this will be the second run of Jack Davis and Connor O'Sullivan. We had that first battle where they went against each other. So again, O'Sullivan led, Davis trying to recount that run, kind of jumping around all around here.
Spaghetti bracket.
Kind of a spaghetti factory here. Davis will lead, Connor O'Sullivan give a chase. Deechworks, E36, RTS. Whoa, no, look at what is going on. O'Sullivan, he rotates and spins out.
Balls it up, threw it out the window.
And this should be a yellow flag.
Yeah, let's see if he'll shut it down here.
Should be
unless he got out of the way.
Unless he's out of the way.
Sullivan's on the way back up the hill, so
Okay.
he's going to ring it out here, give us a show, and that's going to wrap it up for O'Sullivan, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's, again, just trying to recount that first battle. There was nothing super crazy about it, if I can recall. I'm trying to recount it.
Yeah, me too.
So Davis and O'Sullivan on that first run. Here's the second run. So right on entry, unfortunately, O'Sullivan
Kind
goes
of
it in, backs it in.
Yeah, just couldn't keep it together. Here we go, Davis.
Oh man, crazy turn of events here. Like we're just, this, that, the other thing. And guess what? Here's some more.
They're like, hey,
here's some more popcorn for the show.
Just kidding.
Jack Davis gets the win. He advances on. He's going against Ben Hobson in the Final Four. The Link Engine Management Final Four. 3 drivers in the 4, 1 more to join them. Coming in that Pedal Commander burnout box will be Jaden Martorana from Montreal, Canada, going against Alex Jager. Yeah, 15 years young. Alex, twice the age of this young man. Yeah, Jaden's car, 450 horsepower. I know, Sopa, you're talking about it, putting the car out, extinguishing that caught fire the other day.
Yeah, it was a great way to start practice, that's for sure.
Yeah, taking out the nitrous.
And still sending it.
Yeah, he has been on it.
Yeah, he's making that car look like it has, 100 more horsepower the way he's putting it on the track like he needs to. So it's truly impressive at his age. Yeah, so we got a naturally aspirated V8 and a twin turbo V6.
Yep.
American
versus JDM.
Yep.
Canadian versus American. Got a lot of things going on here. Corvette versus
you know what, it's
Nissan.
Even though it's still Nissan, but it's not an S chassis and it's not a BMW, so it's a good flavor here in the final.
Yeah, exactly right.
In the rounding up the top 8 here.
Yeah, got S, Beamer, and something else. Either a Z or a Vet going to the Final Four. All right. Jaden will lead, as Jaden qualified 3rd. Alex Jager qualified 11th. And here we go, back to the start line, our final battle of the Great 8. TireStacks.com, official tire service provider of the ProSpec Championship. Jaden or Jager, who's moving on to go against Rudy Hansen in the Final Four. Jaden coming down the hill, Alex Jager, both of them on throttle. Jaden, all the red lights are on, past that inside clip. Nice transition for both those guys, almost tit for tat here. Jaden into that first outside zone. Alex gripping up quite a bit, taking a shallower line. Proximity is right there, but Jaden get out to that second outside zone, hammering down. Jager maybe having some difficulty there with more horsepower on deck, but he's making it look really easy.
Right, that's what we're talking about with these spec tires, and you got a different chassis and having to adapt to maybe a slower car, and that it all backs up to when these guys have tandem practice. Tandem with a slower car, you'll learn a lot. So here we go, bringing it back down the hill. Jaden, just real sick entries all weekend here, and this one just like it. Jager making a real nice transition as they both come up the hill, probably the closest proximity we've seen in the top 16, but Jager did have to compromise his line there to get the proximity, as Jaden kind of also compromised that inner clip too as they come back around. Jager still in the picture here, very much so, as they get through the touch and go. Jager making his moves there, and as they finish it out, bringing it back up the hill. Not sure which way the needle's going to go on this one.
All right, Alex Jager will lead Jaden giving chase. Here we are in the grade 8, the final battle of it. Hobson, Davis, Hansen, and one of these drivers in the final 4. Alex Jager out front, NOS Energy Drink Nissan 370Z. Part of the Forsberg Racing Camp. And coming down the hill, here comes Alex Jager. Nasty initiation using all the course. See how he dives in, hits that inside clip, takes it out. Now Jager, not Jager, but Jaden having some issues. Oh, he goes way off course. Alex Jager gets into the dirt a little bit. Now he's gonna bring it back in that second inside clip. Whoa! Jaden
all over the road.
But yeah, he is. I think he's feeling panicked now. Now you can see Jager really flexes Nissan muscles there.
Yeah, I think it all came down to that entry. He kind of had to make a compromise and never really recovered, but that comes with experience. Well, let's take another look. I was really surprised with Jager's entry. There's a little hole there on the entry. It's nice, perpendicular to the track there, takes out the cone. Jaden probably got lost in the smoke here, got a couple tires off there, straightens out, and got a couple, that's as wide as we've seen in outer zone 1 anyways. Jager fills up that zone, dips into the clay there a little bit. Jager getting real nice and tight to that inner clip too, and Jaden still in the picture here, but does almost straightens out there as they come back down the hill through the touch and go, coming back to inner clip 3. Could have mimicked the transition there a little better, and that's run 2 for us, so let's see what we got for a result.
Jaden and Alex Jager, and it looks like Alex Jager gets the win. Great effort there from Jaden Martorana, 15 years old. Welcome to Formula Drift, baby.
Great
Jaden,
showing either way.
really great showing there. A spotter, emphatic, and shaking the hand of Alex Jager Spotter, who coincidentally is his fiance. So again, congratulations to Jaden, but the bigger congratulations goes to Alex Jager for the victory. So our final 4 is set. Talking about our Link Engine Management final 4. Hobson versus Davis, Hansen versus Jager. Who's gonna come out on top? We are about to find out. Round 1 of our Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Some great driving so far, and it just gets whittled down more and more and just refined, right?
Yeah.
What did it say? Pressure creates diamonds, and you know, we're gonna see who the brightest diamond is here tonight.
Yeah, who's gonna make
All
the
right,
cut.
don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Look at the lights are on. The Typefest lights are on. The official lighting of Formula Drift. I'm Jared Deanna, Matt Sopa right next to me. We're talking all things PROSPEC tonight. Remember, tomorrow, round 2, the Pro Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
Just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops.
All right, the Final Four is set. Matt Sopa, we're on our feet. We're excited again. 32, kind of treaded lightly. We got more and more aggressive. Put the vent in a headlock, and then we saw some kind of craziness, a little bit of pinatas here and there, no sweetness. But now, the cream rises to the top. The cream being Ben Hobson, Jack Davis, Rudy Hansen, and Alex Jager.
Yeah, a few surprises here with Jack Davis and that kind of a little bit of an upset against O'Sullivan. I mean, I would have pinned him for the win there, and
Mata with that kind of I just saw a mental lapse.
Yeah, that's it's not where you want to win. It's not where you want to lose.
No. So Hobson trying to make it a perfect event.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this dance.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy for him from yesterday into today, and Jack Davis has kind of been just a silent, like you said, sleeper cell, just kind of low-key, just chipping away at everybody. I mean, Jack Davis, earlier he went one more time against Magmami, then Davis went against Chestnutt with the Flames, right?
Yep.
And then now O'Sullivan, so he's been slowly chipping away. So I don't want to call him a giant killer by any means, but he's definitely a force.
Yeah, it's another thing I just realized that I was thinking about earlier today is that these guys didn't have much day or nighttime practice. So like I was talking about in Long Beach, temperatures go down the track, grip goes up. My favorite saying, let's put some pounds in the tires,
Let's go.
Layer them up.
Yep.
Get that car outside, get the zones.
So Hobson, let's just call it what it is. Hobson is guaranteed a podium spot. He's #1 qualifier, so if he loses, he'll automatically get 3rd place.
Oh, correct.
So, and then Davis 13th, and then talking about Alex Jager. Alex Jager qualified 11th. So again, we have to see.
So if Hobson wins, then who has the 3rd spot out of here then? Or is it too soon to tell?
Yeah, it's too soon to tell. Just
gotcha.
The only guarantee is right now that that Hobson will at least get a podium finish. Because again, you might if Davis moves on, or sorry, if Hobson wins, then one of those other guys, Hansen or Jager, will get the other spot because they're higher than Davis.
Right.
So 3rd place is dictated by your qualifying position, but right now it's our #1 qualifier against our 13th qualifier. Talking about Hobson Davis. Action movie. Here we go. Ben, yeah, exactly. Hobson Davis inside. Look at that. Hobson continues on.
I like it.
Well done by Hobson. Takes it and bangs it on the doors, but not phased. Ben Hobson, pedal command, wheel suspension. Coral work, supercharged, S chassis. And boom, there we go. Ben Hobson.
Yep.
took that hit, kept on going, and that, I'll tell you what, that shows tenacity, that shows mental awareness, that shows focus, that shows car awareness, and all that considered. Let's take a look at it again.
He let his car take a punch in the gut, kind of almost set him up there. He was already back on the throttle coming out of the interclip one, and Jack may or may not have straightened out there, but he tries to get back in the picture. He's totally compromising outer zone 1 there as he comes around here. Hobson making good proximity to interclip 2. Jack trying to compromise with his angle and proximity to get the proximity, and just can't reel in Hobson as they bring it back going.
Interesting. All right. So yeah, a big hit there.
Yeah.
So red, slow.
He's back on the throttle way before interclip 1. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and this is where utilizing those excel, decel, moot point lights that are on the windscreen, that's going to show you that the car's slowing down, okay? It's red, it's clear, yellow, green. Watch Hobson, and I'm talking with Ryan Sage over here, and we're talking about the execution of this. And again, these are utilized in these instances, not saying that there's even kind of a doubt or anything like that, but this is an aid in assisting our judges throughout this season.
Right, and even looking at that last angle, you couldn't really see the lights that well, but you could see the tires just lit right up after letting go of the handbrake and getting through interclip 1.
Yeah, talking to Ryan Sage over here. He says red, clear, bang. So it just shows you decel, moot, boom.
Yeah, and his wheels are white against that backdrop, the black backdrop in the wheel well, so it's pretty obvious that he was back on there.
All right, so Hobson and Davis taking a look. Don't know if he called a comp timeout, which I don't think he has.
Well, they did, since the run was completed, they might be offered that 5-minute, that courtesy 5-minute.
Okay, so just to clarify, Davis is at fault. So Hobson is allowed to look at his car. If Davis wants to utilize his, he would have to use a competition timeout, and I'm not sure if he is using his. So Jack Davis does call a competition timeout. Hobson does not have to utilize his because he was not at fault. So Hobson will inspect his car with no penalization of using his NGK timeout, but Jack Davis does have to use his in his DeechWorks BMW. But Ben Hobson took that hit and kept on going. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's a power move, man. That's that slap fight and just plow and
I'm
you
not
just
looking
stand
back.
right there.
Yeah, well, you're back there. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's go. Yep. Took a licking and kept on ticking. All right, so moving on to our next battle, we will digress back to Rudy Hansen, or we'll go back to Hobson and Davis, but right now it's Hansen and Jager. You can see Hansen up top of the hill. Again, Hansen qualifying 7, Jager qualifying 11. Rudy Hansen will lead. And there they go, pulling up to the start line. Second battle of the Link Engine Management Final Four, the official engine management of Formula Drift. A lot of the drivers sticking around, cheering on these PROSPEC drivers, seeing what's going on. Again, tomorrow will be the biggest Formula Drift Atlanta we have ever had. I'm really excited about it. Absolutely pumped. It's going to be one heck of a show. So if you don't have your tickets, I don't know if they're still available. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here to announce it. But right now, it's all about Hansen and Jager. Hansen, the Mass Motorsports VA. Here comes Alex Jager. He comes in hot, man. Hansen heading up the hill. Big angle from him. Jager takes a little bit out of it. Jager, way shallower line. You can see Jager kind of working the wheel. He does dip that left tire out of that keyhole. But Hansen, big angle from him. And Jager, once again, flirts with that course's edge, man.
I guess he wanted to make some more sparks.
Yeah. Rudy Hansen, man, he has just progressed. You know, we've seen him do those Hot Pit Autofest events that, you know, Jeff Jones and his team are putting on up there in California. He's had some success. How's he going to do here in FD Atlanta?
Yeah, it kind of looked like he couldn't match the speed at the same angle that Rudy had as far as Jager goes. He sent it in a little hot there. Rudy did a really good job of getting through the touch and go there, even though it's not really a judge point as per se, but he fills that outer zone 2 real well, comes out of it just as he needs to, making a nice move there, coming in inner clip 2. Jager making some compromises in the angle and line to kind of get more proximity through the line, and gets kind of lost in the smoke again and sent into the rumble strip as Rudy blast past the finish.
Alex Jager back up. All right, looks like we got some debris out here on the track. We'll clean that up. So again, just hitting the inside of that again. All right, cleaning up outside of that keyhole.
Some deliberation going on here, seeing if Jager had 3 off there coming out of the keyhole.
Yeah, kind of analyzing that, and that would be an incomplete. You saw Alex kind of struggling, hanging with Rudy Hansen, going from that inside clip 1 up the hill, compromised, took the angle out to shorten up. Didn't get to the outside zone 2, but it got him right next to Rudy Hansen.
Yeah, I just
then
wonder,
headed back down the hill. You just feel the pressure again, kind of culminating.
Yeah, I wonder if that increased grip in the track kind of came to play, because he just didn't seem to have the speed at the angle that Rudy had when he might have made some suspension changes to achieve that on Team Hansen there. But Jager, yeah, like you said, was struggling to keep up at the same angle and made a lot of compromises.
All right, another look here from run 1 of Hansen and Jager. So
yeah. Coming
Hansen
back
going, yeah, go ahead, walk
sure.
through it.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, Rudy checked pretty much all the boxes just as he needed to, and Jager was kind of struggling to keep the car stable at the same angle, making late transitions, not really mimicking all that he could, getting kind of lost in the smoke, and just at a bit of a loss there, I think. He's probably wondering the same thing, but I just have a feeling that the increased grip was the culprit here.
Analyzing it, getting it down to the umpty-ninth degree, talking about, 3 tires off. Do they all have to be at the same time? Is it that? These are the kind of conversations where we get into the finite deep dive, what do they call it? The exception to the rule or the rules. And that's why I always say it, Formula One, after events happen, you'll hear addendums. They'll rule number 74.3 because that addendum didn't adhere to this particular turn or that rumble strip or this car or that passing. I mean, look at Max and Lewis, talking about F1, like that one race for the finals a couple years ago. Why did they re-rack them that? Like, just it comes down to that finite detail. All right, let's alternate positions. Alex Jager out front, Rudy Hansen in chase position. Alex aggressive on the chase. Now remember, Alex had a great lead run on his previous battle, so he could show up massively here. East Coast attitude right now. As Rudy Hansen, look at that. You see it getting all to the side of Alex Jager. Backed off a little bit and then got right back on it. Alex being aggressive there. All right, so.
Yeah, he might have had an aggressive lead, but I think Rudy had the more stable, aggressive, consistent chase here against Jager. Come look at that nice straight up entry of Jager here. Rudy right there with him the whole time. Decent mimic here coming up the hill. Jager getting into the outer zone 1. Rudy's just hanging with him, comes up super short in outer zone 2. Rudy hanging out with him, not letting the car stall out. We get decent proximity there. Good little mimic there coming out of the keyhole. Rudy always in the picture, still contending, and a nice little mimic there as he comes back through the finish line through inner clip 3 as well. And the needle. Let's see which way it goes.
All right, Rudy Hansen, Alex Jager. It looks like Rudy Hansen gets the win. Rudy Hansen's going to the finals, and he's guaranteed a podium spot. Trying to look historically, Hansen has never won and received a Formula Drift trophy. So congratulations to him, Pocatello, Idaho, and Rudy Hansen. So the other conundrum here is Alex Jager will get a trophy if Hobson wins. Yep.
Over
So
Davis,
that's yeah. So if Hobson goes over Davis, Alex Jager will get 3rd place. 11th through 13th. So we got Hansen versus Hobson, and we got Davis and Jager. How we doing, Braves fans? Yo, my man. Thank you, ATL, for coming out. You guys come back out here tomorrow night? I sure hope so. You better be. My man coming from Miami all the way, huh? Let's go. Putting it down for the U. Takeover chain. Let's go. Yeah, second half, right? I feel like this marathon, man. We're seeing a lot of drifting here. 32.
It's definitely not beelining. It's a literal bee.
Top 32, top 64, you know, between today and tomorrow. Here we go. Jack Davis, Ben Hobson. Here's the second half of this battle. Remember, we saw that contact between Davis and Hobson. Hobson continued on. Davis now leads in this Deutschwerks E36. And Ben Hobson initiates, cuts through the smoke. Jack Davis, Ben Hobson. A little bit of straightening there. Maybe got a little shooken on that first battle, but now he gains that proximity. That's what we've seen from Hobson out today. Oh, grips up, no. That's where sometimes you grip up and you shoot in on the exit of that keyhole. But I think that's going to be enough for Hobson. I mean, taking that hit, like I said, just, you know, like a boxer, just taking that hit and keeping on going. That shows, again, tenacity and driving prowess.
Absolutely. Nice little initiation there from Davis. Here we go. Hobson coming up that line, almost straightening up there as he tries to compromise his line and angle, but says, hello, here we go. Coming through zone 2. And oh, look at that. Just on his door, a little ahead of the pocket that we want to see, but that's okay, because he's being nice and aggressive like he needs to, and he does a good mimic here coming through inner clip 3, and might have sealed his fate there. Sealed Jack's fate anyway. Got a look at here as we go up the hill. Hobson definitely not as much angle as Jack, but he's sacrificing that to get that proximity, which really shines here. He gets up on there. There's not much surging that we see sometimes with faster cars. They're kind of like just tapping that door a couple few times, but he keeps it real smooth once he approaches that door. So
you see that more in the pro as opposed to pro spec. You know, that horsepower on deck. All right, here we go. Who's going to the finals? Ben Hobson, Jack Davis. It's Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson, one step closer to a perfect event. So Hobson and Hansen in the finals. That means Alex Jager will get his 3rd place podium finish. Alex Jager, NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370Z will be on the box. Unfortunately, Jack Davis just a bit outside. All right, so Team Rowdy down there. Who's going to get the win? Who's thinking who? Where are my Ben Hobson fans at? Hobson fans, where are you at? How about Rudy Hansen? Where are Rudy Hansen fans at? Hansen and Hobson. Well, taking the tally mark over there, the unofficial Team Rowdy stock exchange. Ben Hobson, Rudy Hansen, and again, Alex Jager out-qualifies Jack Davis, so he gets that 3rd and final podium spot. Be sure to join myself and, again, our podium finishers and our Performance Award winner over at the podium. The Performance Award winner will be awarded some money and some accolades from Formula Drift. So, again, all right, throw some fresh fuel in the tank, some fresh tires on the out back, and our finals are set. Ben Hobson, Rudy Hansen, the finals here. The Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Who's going to lead the points? Who's going to get the win at the iconic track that is Road Atlanta? Let's lay out and listen. If you haven't watched it already, Controlled Chaos, the Rockstar Energy Drink series featuring your 3-time and defending Formula Drift champion, Frederick Osbo, and his Rockstar, Toyota, and Nitto Tire teammates. That is Ryan Turk. This is Controlled Chaos. Ryan Turk, your number 1 qualifier. Your new champion, Frederick Osbo!
The feeling of drifting a car sideways, it is the ultimate form of car control.
Going back-to-back as a Formula Drift champion will put me in a very elite club. I'm out there hustling every lap we get. I think we can do it.
I'm Ryan Turk. I'm a professional drifter in the Formula Drift Series, and I'm from Derry, New Hampshire.
Are you ready to send it?
I've been competing in Formula Drift for a long time, full time since 2006. I haven't won a championship. I've come close multiple times, and it just hasn't happened for me, and I think it was, partially mentally. Lost a championship in 2010 by like 5 points. So you can pinpoint every little tiny detailed mistake that you had made throughout the course of that season. I do think I'm in the best position that I've been in a very long time to win a championship. You have a lot of work to do if you're going to make it happen.
I'm Frederick Alspo, driver of the Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra in Formula Drift. When I turned 18 and got my driver's license in Norway, I had an old Volvo at the time. And I would take that old Volvo out middle of the night and start practicing at these deserted industrial lots, and really learned a lot of car control from that thing. Norway has a lot of racing history and racing culture. It's kind of this subculture that brought me onto this Formula Drift scene.
Here we go. Frederick Osbo, Odibashi.
I've won the championship twice now, 2015 and 2021. And while 2015 was the craziest ride of my life, the 21 championship was way harder fought.
This is it.
The level of competition, the craziness of the cars. I was just like, let's throw everything at it. Let's focus hard. And I think that's what gave us the championship in the end.
Your new champion, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo! Welcome back. That is Controlled Chaos. Be sure to tune in. Another season coming our way. And man, that story last year, how that unfolded, how that transpired, that was pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
Again, just the wacky, wet, wild Irwindale. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember specifically looking up at the sky, seeing water just pour on me. So
dude.
that was a moment.
Guess what? The finals are here. Ben Hobson, Rudy Hansen, 29-45, Alabama, Idaho, Nissan versus Nissan. We got a couple V8 Nissan S chassis in the mix. Hobson and Hansen. I think they started a lawyer firm now. Hobson and Hansen, we'll protect you.
Yeah. Been in an accident?
Yeah. All right, so the points on the line. Who's going to lead at round 2 will be at E-Town. 100 points for first, 88 for second. Third place, Alex Jager at 76 points. Talking about Jack Davis, he gets 64 points. And you see 5th through 8th, 48, 9th through 16, so on and so forth. Warming up those GT Radial tires, the official spec tire of the ProSpec Championship. Hobson, Hansen. Hobson qualified first. Like I said, Hansen is peaking. He's coming into the mix, man. Hobson, we've seen him from before. Yeah, I don't think Hobson has podium before either. Take a look at the stats. Again, 20 years accumulation here, just up in this brain.
It's a big database.
Yeah, it's a yeah, literally, physically. Here we go. Are you ready to send it, Atlanta? This is the finals. 20 years of Formula Drift here at Road Atlanta. Hashtag FDATL. We are ready to send it. The lights are on. The Type S lights underneath the vehicles. The Type S lights surrounding the track. This is Road Atlanta, and this is the finals. Hobson versus Hansen. Round 1 of the Formula Drift Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Hobson out front, pedal commander, field suspension. GT Radial S chassis, good initiation. Rudy Hansen right there. Probably one of the most calm but cool sweeping initiation we've seen from both drivers. Now that first outside zone, Hobson comes in outside zone 2. He comes a little bit short. Now he's going to try to tighten up. Hansen, he's coming off. Now he brings it back in. Buried in that smoke. Hansen is going to need to, man, he needs to snorkel with all of that smoke, and he needs to reel him in. Speaking of fish, he needs a snorkel to breathe, and he needs a fishing pole to reel in Hobson.
Yeah, speaking of that initiation, just look how close, the chase driver can impede, but he was very close on there. I was a little worried there, but nice little mimic on that, even on the initiation. Rudy set himself up real well for that transition coming up the hill. Just just that weapon that Hobson has from that Botchie's camp is just too much. Yep, and he got a little correction. Yep, little backfire from the engine. Nice close proximity from Hobson as comes around there. Rudy trying everything he can to close the deal there, but the S15 chassis of that Ben Hobson just is just a little more formidable.
Is this it? Are we going one more time? They going at it again. Second run. Hansen out front. Hobson, he's not going to have the clean air. Hansen will wait for a smoke to clear. What's going through the drivers' minds right now, Matt? We're waiting for the smoke to clear. You're at top of the hill. You're normally up there.
Man, it's I feel at this point they've almost already won, but now it's like bragging rights.
Yeah.
You know, who's gonna get that top spot?
Huh? They haven't won yet. Nobody's won. We only gonna have one winner.
you
Let's
make it
send
this
it.
far? Come on.
Here we go. Hansen, Hobson. Who's gonna come out on top? Hansen. Hansen will lead. Here we go. Pride of Pocatello, Idaho. Look at Hobson. Mirrors the angle of Rudy Hansen now coming up the hill. Let's see how Hansen handles it. Outside zone 1. Hobson right there. Cannot be shifted. Look at that. Very, very close. Great proximity. Wow, hammering down, zip tying that pedal. Speaking of the pedal commander, Hobson that pedal commander and brings it on home.
Yeah, besides that last third, Hobson had a very strong chase.
Wow.
Very dominant in that position there, Jared.
That is a pissed off Tiger underneath both those hoods.
No, okay. I can just see the belt tensioner just going nuts.
Right.
Look at that. Beautifully matching angle here. Hobson getting right in that pocket. Rudy kind of getting away from Hobson there, and he had to sacrifice a little bit of angle and getting into the outer zone 2 just enough. But he does go wide there a little bit on the inner clip too. Hobson knocking on his rear door there, and he's comes around and gets away from him with even more angle. Like I said, Rudy's been having the fastest car so far at the most angle.
That side bite, yeah, his side bite is just insane.
It's dialed in for sure. Here we go, another initiation peak, and I just love that, just coming through there. At the same time, Hobson making his presence known. Rudy doing all the things he needs to do in the lead driver position here, and Hobson just knocking on his door. Maybe transferred some rubber there on the front tires, and look at the angle he's pouring on here as he goes through touch and go, and there he goes.
All right, here's your BC Racing Go for Gold side-by-side instant replay. And this is what you want to see. These are the finals. You're seeing really good tit-for-tat initiation, mimicking the angle. You know, they had separation here, they had separation there. And you know, you can see that compromisation, the sacrifice of one's angle, one's outside zone. You saw Ben Hobson flex, get to the door of it, but Rudy Hansen just with that dominant, again, just coming back down the hill. It seemed like Rudy really had that section dialed, but I really liked Hobson up in the keyhole.
Yeah.
Even better. So it's just, I think, again, I am a Libra, which is a scale, so I feel like I'm kind of doing one of these. Here we go, and guess what? One more time, Rudy Hansen and Ben Hobson, they're going at it again. It's a one more time split decision across the board. A one more time.
Yep, I think at this point in the bracket, we're going to be looking at minor details more scrutiny, I guess you could say.
Get your magnifying glass, get your monocle.
Yep.
Get your not your telescope, but your microscope. Get the finite details.
Yeah.
All right. So we do know that Alex Jager, he sits atop the hill. He's going to be joining us at the podium. Obviously, so will Hobson, so will Hansen. But the question is, who's going to be at the top point? FDATL, round 1, Link Engine Management. PROSPEC Championship. We continue on. Englishtown, just about a month. We're going to be round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship in just a couple weeks. We'll be out there for the Pro Championship, but the PROSPEC won't rejoin us till E-Town, Englishtown Raceway Park, which coincidentally is Alex Jager's home track, but there it is, Englishtown, New Jersey, June 22nd, 24th, St. Louis, Missouri, Worldwide Technology Raceway Park, July 13th and 15th, and then Grantsville, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake, as you said, beautiful backdrop, really cool track. September 14th through 16th, that's Pro and PROSPEC, of course, all of those 4 rounds. So as we wait for a GT radial tire change and some more fuel, Let's take a look at some more Rockstar Energy Drink Controlled Chaos.
What drew me to drifting is really just the recklessness of the sport, I guess, and being able to control something that is basically out of control.
I think fans that come into Formula Drift, at first they get a little bit puzzled by the fact that whoever crosses the finish line first doesn't really matter. But then they start looking at it through the eyes of a snowboarder or skateboarder or surfer, where it's definitely a sport, but it's judged. And then they start becoming a judge of their own. They start looking at every run, scrutinizing every move. And I think that whole subjectiveness of the sport adds to it. It makes it that much more interesting.
We have a shorter season in Formula Drift. There is only 8 stops, so every single round counts for points and towards the championship.
Long Beach, are you ready to send it?
Long Beach has so much hype around it for Formula Drift.
Ryan Turk, your #1 qualifier. Ryan Turk, gets close to that margin here on that small back bumper.
They shut the city down. They make this racetrack every single year, and thousands upon thousands of people come out to watch it. So performing well there is such a big thing.
Sometimes I do better when I don't feel that much pressure. So last year's championship affords us the ability to experiment a little bit more now. We can afford to mess up a little bit here and there. We can flirt with the judges a little bit more.
Osbo gets all the way, 1, 2, back at it.
We can go out of our box a little bit and be aggressive.
Look at that, Osbo. Woo! You asked for it.
And I love being in that position.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Great driving there by Frederick Osbo.
The edge of aggression to precision is extremely high. You're always walking that edge of making it or total disaster.
Today I just ended up being too greedy, and I don't want to be that guy.
Everybody's really pushing their cars to the limit of comfort and drivability.
Forsberg and Turk going against each other. Whoa, baby! Woo, doctor, look at that!
Really you want to come out swinging, start off on the right foot.
Ryan Turk gets the win and advances on. Ryan Turk tucked into that pocket.
I had one focus, and that was to go in, get as comfortable as possible. It was just one of those weekends where everything was just working.
Your winner at round 1. Congratulations to Ryan Turk. We'll see you in Atlanta. Send it! Yeah, absolutely just enjoyed last season, and I've no doubt this season's just going to be as wild. Just looking at the overall champions, you know, James Dean is back here in the mix. You say, you know, the disruptor, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Captain Clutch Kick, he's back and gets that #1 qualifying spot yesterday. The K&N #1 qualifying spot. You know, Matt Field, he's hungry.
They're all weapons,
it's you know. I also, again, listened to Outer Zone with Jacob, and he talked about, he had the one with Ryan Turk. You know, Ryan Turk definitely has a lot of, you know, expectations, not only for himself, but also a lot of expectations from his team, Toyota, Rain-X, you know, a lot of people. So look at that.
I think it swung a little bit.
The
here
unofficial.
After that
So there's obviously Hobson. Look at it's what, 15 to 30.
Carry the 2.
Yeah, it's about 15 to 30. So a lot more Hobson fans right now over there at the whiteboard. But looks like we are getting settled. We're getting set. My man coming from White Castle with a helmet, got a skateboard. My man matches his shirt. He's so orange and red, he matches his shirt over here on the left. Just been chilling out there in the sun all day. Get that man some sunscreen tomorrow. All right. Yeah, there it is. There he is. Look at Max. Oh, that was you. Sopa giving him the send it. That's right. This is Von Gittin Jr.'s run yesterday, a 93.33. Gets in that #1 K&N qualifying spot. The all-new Ford Mustang, the RTR, will be revealed in Orlando on Wednesday before Orlando in 2 weeks. So Von Gittin, look at that flirt with the edge of the course.
Just a perfect arc that, like, if you want to get geometry involved, just from one point to the other and just caressed it.
And what's even crazier about that is he was the first guy out because, you know, he's doing a split season with Adam LZ. So Adam is at Long Beach, so Vaughn has to be the first one to go because we start at the bottom of the order, work our way to the top. Matt Field won the event. He's the last qualifier. Well, Von Gittin Jr. was in Long Beach, so he gets to go first, or has to go first, and he puts down a blazing trail right out of the gate. Speaking of blazing trail, Sopa, you ready?
I was born ready, Jared.
All right, baby, here we go. Let's send it. Ben Hobson and Rudy Hansen. Alex Jager waits in the wings. He's got his carbon fiber trophy, the first one. And, I mean, there's a few firsts. Rudy Hansen, I don't know if Hobson, has Hobson had a trophy? Has Hobson been on the podium? We're looking that up. Hobson has, he got, what did he get? Orlando last year. Thank you. Here we go. Well, he's going to double it, hopefully, or he's going to he's going to get one. Which one it's going to be, we're about to find out. Ben Hobson, Rudy Hansen. Hobson takes out that clip. And now into that first outside zone, into the second outside zone, a lot deeper. So that's really going to shine, and that's going to have that needle go a little Hobson's way. Rudy Hansen dives in on the inside. This is where the mental fortitude comes into play. Look at that. So Ben Hobson, you saw that execution coming back down the hill. This is, again, where the focus really comes into play. Can he put it together? Not once, but twice. Both positions and do it again.
Yeah, especially when you get that deep in the outer zone, too, it really accentuates how far off the chase driver is. But check out that initiation. Ride those rumble strips, coming down there, taking a piece out of our BC Racing interclip one. Rudy still in the mix here as they get through, compromising and sacrificing that line, trying to get as much proximity as he can with that rocket ship of Ben Hobson. Bringing around there, beautiful transition there from both drivers. And this is where Rudy shines here. That back half of the course gets new life, and he's found the ticket, one way or another, to gain the crown. He is back down the hill.
Yeah, even more smoke lingers, like the cranberries.
Do you have to?
I don't know. Been such a fool for you. So everybody breathe as hard as you can. Let's get this smoke out of here. There we go. So our one more time run to Ben Hobson, Rudy Hansen. Smoke dissipates. Talk about icing the drivers. Finding out who's coming out on top. Just a little bit longer. Again, looking all the way up the hill in that camera shot, you can see how thick it is, but obviously want to give them the best opportunity for the victory. One of these drivers, Hobson or Hansen. Hansen will lead on the second battle. Sopa, thanks for joining us here, making some history for yourself. Yeah. And again, see you at E-Town up here in the box, but I'll see you up there on the start line for tomorrow. Let's send it! Hansen and Hobson. Hansen leading that Mass Motorsports. Coming down the hill. V8 Hobson in tow. Hansen transitions past that touch and go. Hansen into the outside zone. Look at that. Hobson gets right to the side of him. Keeping it clean. Hansen, now watch. This is where Hansen usually separates from him.
Oh, man.
Again, that separation there. Proximity, filling the zones. What are we looking at here? Again,
it's
outer
like
zone 1 and 2.
That first half, like, it was so smooth for both drivers, and the only thing I could pick out was when Hobson was coming through into outer zone 2. He had that proximity. Rudy was doing his job, filling the zone really well here and getting close to that inner clip too. Hobson right on his door, but here we go. He turns up the wick. See you later, Hobson. It gets through touch and go, and Ben just can't keep up. He's found that key. Will that be enough? I'm really not sure. It's not for me to say.
Yeah, it's definitely close. It is a close one.
Just look at that. Look at that proximity. Just on the door, but just right in the pocket where the judges want him. And here we go. Another look at Rudy just pouring it on. Hobson almost nowhere to be seen there in the GT radial smoke.
So if we have a winner, we'll bring, obviously, all three of them down here in the keyhole. We'll announce it here. Trophies will be given away on the podium up here just behind the judges' booth, right over there to the downhill walking area. So join us over there. But if we have a winner, we'll bring them right here front and center. It looks like judges are kind of packing up here, so it looks like we do have a winner. No? Still TBD?
Oh, there's an outlier.
All right, all the scores are entered. And we are taking a look, and according to our Formula Drift poll online, 77% says Hobson, 23% says Rudy Hansen. So bring him on down here to the horseshoe, the keyhole. Matt, some great driving today. Again, kind of a little, not you, saying you did a good job commentating on some great driving.
Appreciate it.
And I'm excited to announce tomorrow, and excited to announce with you throughout the entirety of the PROSPEC Championship.
Let me know. I'll give you a wave there from the top of the mountain.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much. All right, we'll bring them down here, and we'll announce the winner. Again, Alex Jager is going to join them down here, and we'll get all three of them on the podium. All right. All right, just getting clarification on the outcome of this battle. And again, the finals, great battles overall. Bringing them on down, make some noise for our final three podium finishers.
I bet it's a Nissan, Jared.
I bet it's in the, I know, right? Yeah, I'm not.
Are we done with that? Oh, is that?
No, we can do it. Why
It's
not?
dated. It's showing
Yeah,
its age.
No, it's all good. I, need to have some fun. We have a lot of fun. Looking forward to a great season for PROSPEC and of course Pro. Only round 2 tomorrow. We only have 1 round in the book, 7 more to go, including tomorrow. All right, make some noise for them as they step outside of their vehicles. 3rd place here at round 1 for his first ever Formula Drift Trophy. 3rd place, and then NOS Energy Nissan 370Z from New Jersey, Alex Jager, 3rd place here in Atlanta. All these guys congratulating each other, hugs all around. Jager, Hobson, Hansen, taking off their lids, their balaclavas, their gloves. And now let's announce our winner. Our winner here at round 1 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. And it is a not majority decision. It is a split decision, 2-1. He drives a Nissan on GT radials.
Oh my goodness.
With the Link Engine Management System. And your winner here, round 1 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Again, a split decision, 2-1. Your winner here is Rudy Hansen. Rudy Hansen gets the victory. Rudy Hansen gets the win.
He's in shock.
Rudy, you won. And that means 2nd place goes to Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson gets 2nd place. Behind the wheel was pedal commander, field suspension, S chassis. Congratulations. Rudy Hansen gets the win. There you go. You won. Rudy Hansen gets the win.
Good stuff.
His first ever Formula Drift podium. And it's a win here at this iconic track, Atlanta. Congratulations, Rudy Hansen, Ben Hobson, Alex Jager. And just analyzing all these runs, our judges still even looking over it, but it was split decision. You saw Chris Yule, Brian Eggert going with Rudy Hansen, Ryan Lontaine going with Ben Hobson. Can hear them talking about it.
It's nice to see, the passion there.
Yeah, all the judges.
The decision is done, but the thought process isn't.
All right, so as again, we're going to get a quick little explanation from one of our judges, Chris Yule. Chris Yule throwing on his headset. They're still analyzing the runs and just talking about it because, again, Chris Yule, Brian Eggert sided with Rudy Hansen. Ryan Lantagne said that of Ben Hobson. But, Chris, if you could explain, I don't know if you've spoken to Brian, but your elaboration.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
All right, I'm on. I mean, we're still kind of arguing about it up here ourselves. But when Hobson came down in his lead and he kind of checked up and he hit the inner clip, then he kind of walked Hansen up the hill. So they created that gap. And I felt like Hansen did a better job in his lead fielding 2. So I felt like he had a better opportunity to chase. Therefore, Hobson's chase looked better.
Okay.
So that's what swayed me for Hansen.
All right. No, I think some great insight there. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thank you for all the hard work you and your fellow judges, Brian Eggert, Ryan Lantagne. Thank you to Robin Sheeta. Thank you, Matt Sopa.
Thank you,
Guess
Jared.
what? We're back here tomorrow. I'm Jared Dienda, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's round 2 of the Pro Championship. We'll see you guys online, or we'll see you another time. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.